My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. Alrighty, it is 9:08 a.m. License 8RFM 658 8YYH 492 01445 F1 8RVB 775 733 4583 8UNX 406 7FOP 484. And as I captured after 12 a.m., the entity engaging in ongoing stalking and harassment by what I'm documenting is revealing the danger of the demon-possessed entity of government. Demons in the positions of government. This demon has access to helicopters and stalking me repeatedly, ceaselessly, and engaging in what is ongoing activity creation, flying over me all night long by helicopter. I captured it on video after 12 a.m. The entity engaging in this ongoing obsessive conduct, which is also harassment by an entity engaged in federal stalking. Understand the totality of that criminal act. The entity engaging in what is stalking by commercial airline planes, which I captured Southwest Airlines engaging in at the moment I began walking off of the museum. The light source remains over me as it is right now, but as I captured in that video, it remains in perfect alignment. This is 8:30 in the morning, okay? I couldn't see the time on my phone screen when I was capturing the video. It's 8:30, and you can see that also from the timestamp on that video. The light source remains in perfect alignment with me. Covering it up with clouds is not changing that. It is the same impossible presence of that light source. And the entity engaging in what is massive light activity. This is shining directed light. It's all engineered light. It's not sunlight. It's not even the sun. You're talking about what is light activity while I'm walking north of Euclid Avenue. The people of the state are stalking, and the entity is engaging in ongoing harassment by repeatedly sounding helicopter activity. That is the government. That is a demon having access to helicopters, okay? Stalking, repeatedly sounding helicopter activity, and I'm also documenting the people of the state via images, and now I'm reciting what is the license plates. American Medical Response crossing path getting onto the 10 freeway. That's stalking conduct with the same entity that's stalking via helicopter. And that's a psychopath in an ambulance engaging in what's supposed to be the passive aggressive form for their hovering psychopath level stalking conduct. Those are demons having access to an ambulance. So it's currently, again, 9:10 a.m. The light source is over my head, 8WYW421, 6LLD706, 8DGF289, 6EZA061, HAVPLTY, 4KZB591, 26484W2, license 8Y55132, license 83934H2, 08763R2, 7JGF895, 7KJB 852, I believe, 7HLG319. I'm also capturing images of what is the demon possessed that are engaging in group stalking, and that's what this minion is doing. She's got her dogs in tow. She is monitoring, maintaining presence by me at the sidewalk, and what I was doing was I'm not loitering, but I'm remaining stationary, in other words, and this provides for what is loitering. Demons are engaging in hovering, stalking, and so if I stand still, they are engaging in what is any method of standing still other than standing right in front of me, which is what demons really want to do. And so how do you do that passive-aggressively, this is the assumption that demons have. There is no passive-aggressive stalking. It's ongoing terrorism, and it's showing what is the conduct of a psychopath, while Satan is using people to stalk as an entity. But they engage in what is going to any venue that's in alignment with you, maintaining ongoing crossing and path through traffic. If I'm standing by someone's house, you're talking about using your very venue where you live as a means of coming outside, standing on your lawn. This demon that is walking on the concrete, walking on the sidewalk, walking her dogs, is stalking. She's stalking. and she just stands beside me and remains there while I take off my jacket and attach it to my luggage carrier. And I do capture an image of this minion while she's group stalking, and I'm at 6th Street and Euclid Avenue, where the state is also repeatedly sounding helicopter activity, and does so with simultaneity to my reciting on my podcast the fact that the entity is a demon-possessed psychopath stalking one who is documenting it, and they're going to federal prison for it, stalking by helicopter, as I also captured and verified on video, which is a matter of long-term documentation for a term of years thus far. But anyway, it's currently 9:12 a.m., and that's the significance of the image of that minion that I captured, and that's at the intersection of 6th Street and Euclid. License 6WDM118. And these are ongoing minions that are crossing path. 8NIM772. 8RBG927. 8SRH958. 8FAF849. 7FYS332, 1PLMR4U, 7DEX111, 7PKA199, RISKMOM. She's actually telling the truth. It's a risk that she's a mother to anybody. That's a demon. 8VOS551. And you have the entity engaging in the demonic pattern in front of third-party facilitating venue 106 6th Street in Ontario. A demon in front of that third-party facilitating venue using their hazards. That's a blue Toyota Camry. And that is 8CZ078. That's a blue Camry, and that's an Asian male. 8CSZ078, substantially similar. It's a Toyota Camry engaging in that, and this demon engaging in, that's the demonic behavioral pattern, stalking with light, methods of flashing light. All right, that's also the pattern of conduct. That's terrorism while these demons stalk everywhere and create light activity. License, it's 7BAR077 9896. Hold on, 98961V2. 8TSM834 4YWJ049. 7STB758 1LTLTAZ 6SWN170. 8DVX152, in case I didn't get that one. 59448D3. 50232C3. That's super towing. They're super stalking. All right, license 8ZTP844 7M6 3708 EP09723. That's Carreras Tours. You already know that those are demons that are stalking, engaging in violating my person, terrorizing with directed light while the state was keeping a fake sun over me at B&G Plaza. Remember, not on Euclid Avenue. 7HTS085. 5DGM690. Alrighty, and also even absent the fake sun, you're talking about Carreras Tours, like the people of the state. That's just a demon driving a coach, engaging in molestation and terrorism with directed light, which is no product of sunlight or the sun being over your car. 35975Z2. That's Diamond Environmental Services. License 8KXA352 7JJL473, I believe. You can scratch that one. 7ZEE393. And it is currently 9:16 a.m. 34735U1 56003K2 4413W. I can't see the rest of that one. 8ULD332. And where the state was keeping its fake sun over B&G Plaza, you're going to recall the entity engaging in what is criminal summoning yesterday by the same demons AMR that are stalking today. 8DXE180, 8NMS619. 6NQE595, 7AES556, 8XVY569, 8YZX748, 6GQF192, 7RZK892, 8ZYV609, 7LXC602, 8BKE299, 8SYE923, 7R25, I can't really see that one, 7FYV778, BU05X2, I believe. Something like that, it's paper. 8YKF158, 4191, and you can scratch that one. 6SCL000, 7ZAE054. You'll recall, because that's just one other example. I used plenty. I documented on YouTube. I published it on YouTube, and I published it onto my website, thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. And the presence of the fake sun, the maintenance, the stationary maintenance of that fake sun over my head, upon criminal summoning. 6 U.D.C. 548 is exactly the evidence which you're surrounding the entity by. 8G.Z.J. 448 while they are engaging in stalking. All right, and doing it through the method of what is obstruction of justice, which is also harassment, while that pack of demons are monitoring your documentation. License 8WFY 158-79253J3, 8TLF 667-7ADL 812-60805G2, 5GXN 697, 7YRG 422, 8YIOOU1, I believe, 6TGG 085, 8GVJ 606, 7KYP 001, 8EWK 829, 8YYZ 036, 17852C2, 8EWC 489, 7POY 555, 8T22380, 8EQB 579. And so while you have this light source that's remaining stationary over my head while I'm at 1258 Euclid Avenue, and I'm referencing the grandiose demonstration of demon possession and malice and criminal conduct and unfit, those that are unfit for law enforcement, for the fire department, for being in the medical profession at all, even driving an ambulance. 8RBG 927, 8W80573, 420VP handicap. While I'm capturing this, 4MLRTYM 8YYK283 39295G1, I believe, 8UVL114. While I'm capturing this, the light source that remains stationary over me, and I documented a plethora of examples everywhere that I'm at while it's remaining stationary over me on Euclid, 8HMY250. And you are witnessing, first of all, what is the entity engaging in the pattern of conduct at 1258, which is nothing other than a third-party facilitating venue, 1258, which is on Euclid Avenue while I am walking north, 5ZYA903, and the entity has already engaged in keeping a fake sun in the city of Ontario over a specific address, more than one, okay? I've already documented what is literally every hour of the day, the business hours of Fontana Lewis Library. That is, again, I'm there during the business hours at 10 o'clock when the library would be open until what is dusk, and documented every day. This is our documentation that's published. Every single hour of the day, I've documented the state's fake sun over me, over that library, every hour of the day. That is also speaking to the exclusion that it would ever be over some random property. 4WRR664 7XZH 300, I believe. License 7YHZ662, and it is random with regard to what sort of migration is that, and that also poses the question: the actual sun, what sort of actual sun that we know is going to remain capable of being captured visibly for your own eyes to see during every hour of the business hours of Fontana Lewis Library. 7CXK067, I can't really spell. 6HVR369, 7VCH751, 67441B3, 7LGB662, V639ND, 5X16522, 05426Y1, and 28873G3, BN43F39 paper, laminated paper on the Imperla Dade commercial truck, 8PXB303. And so that is documentation that already exists. Everything that the entity has already done with its light source, in other words, is speaking to the exclusion with regard to any plausible conduct. So in other words, I have already shown what is the fake sun, period. It's and I stated that a long time ago, that the documentation is complete. You're understanding what is larger than that, establishing precedent, showing the malice of the entity, showing the danger of what is the demon-possessed population as they are engaging in surveillance on behalf of the government, speaking to the ceaseless engagement in that criminal pattern of conduct, speaking to the necessity of that, of such penalties under federal law, such as federal prison, such as also mental facilities dealing with the psychopaths that are the demon-possessed population, which is demonstrated. It's reflected through their conduct, through their audible activity, which I document, through their the attitudes, through the criminal activity that they engage in. 6YMR, I can't see the rest of the one. 1302417. That's the school bus. 8AYU438, 8WOY688, 7XCZ512. Through the very criminal act of criminal summoning. And you are understanding, while they are surrounded with this direct evidence of that literal scientific impossibility and this ongoing wealth of documentation that already exists, and then on that particular day, I'm speaking to yesterday, the light source is remaining stationary over me and it is in direct, while I remain in Ontario documenting those same actors, it is impossible that that would coexist, all right? Meaning that the light source, that is actually the sun that's remaining over my head, and it's not. In addition to that, as I have already walked north up this street, I'm talking about to the top of Foothill Boulevard, all right? At Euclid Avenue in Upland, in the parking lot, and you have what is during the 10 o'clock hour, the light source is on Euclid at 1258 Euclid, that in and of itself, okay? You're talking about what is unmistakable with regard to a pattern of conduct. I was going to say a P.O.C, but I will just say a pattern of conduct. And they are engaging in it, and you're understanding what is criminal summoning. Criminal summoning is the pattern of conduct as the state engages in the P.O.C. directly. 6BEN 597, 8PCH 801, 4MLRTYM, 8YS 2227, 8618 1P1, 8MPG 911, 7ROE 322. These are demons that have access to what are fire department vehicles, police department vehicles and uniforms, and vehicles of the paramedics and ambulances. In other words, demons that have no position, that have yet to be prosecuted, identified as the demon-possessed population that they are, in positions that they have no business in, posing a threat to the public, not only while they're facilitating criminal activity, engaging in what is obstruction of justice. Those are the same actors that engage in what is criminal acts with the court that seeks to oppress, seeks to suppress, and in other words, avoid identification, avoid prosecution, avoid documentation, as I've documented every single last one of them engaging in that. That's what kidnapping is about. That's what criminal defamation and assertion of false allegations is about, while the pattern of conduct is underway. 08968U2. And so you have the entity engaging in this conduct and then replete with what is stalking by helicopter. 6ENL700. So while I'm capturing what is the fake sun that is over me this morning, it remains over me. It is virtually an impossibility that that will be the light source at any time of day, okay? 7ZCP827. It's already shown that the entity is engaged in a pattern of keeping a light source over me, and I'm showing you what's going on not only in California, in the United States. All right, and it is debunking 3NTYIST, debunking this false narrative, this untruth, this falsehood, this fallacy, the farce of what is supposedly the sun as we know it. As I've read my science book, I learned about it, and I did science projects. I did the same thing, I learned the same thing, and that's what I knew, and that's exactly why I documented, because I also know that it is so unbelievable. Because it's so unbelievable, you have to document it. So, and it is relevant to what is an entire criminal system, and that criminal system is of the demonic. That's what this is about. It's an entirely twisted people that are engaged in what, in the United States, it's criminal. Okay, I don't know about it in the third world countries, but we have a constitution in the United States, and your demon possession, the demonic practices of a government, are directly relevant and necessary to be expounded upon in a federal court. 18NS 155, as they are serving to violate the constitutional and human rights of American citizens, that those demon-possessed government actors are placing under surveillance. And then with a straight face, in positions of the government, carrying on as though it is some constitutionally bound and constitutionally respectful body, and it's not. All right, and that's what the P.O.C. is revealing, and that's what's so hypocritical. It's disgusting. It's nauseating. And all I have to do is, like I said, this is not about opinion. Everything that I'm speaking on is what I've already documented, and these are all reasonable conclusions based on what is not only first my long-term observation and being subject to it, then I documented it, and I published it. You're witnessing everything that I'm speaking on. I'm not speaking on anything that is not already substantiated by what you can see by your own eyes. Okay? For example, like I said, I don't have to lie about anything with regard to what the Ontario police officer, that minion, he's a demon, first of all. So let me be clear. Satan is a liar. Let's get it clear. He's under the fake sun and in directed light while they're there pursuant to criminal summoning. This is a demon and he's lying. You need to know that off the bat just for your life in general. But second of all, he literally is lying as I document him, and his lie is a matter of documentation as well. First of all, he's monitoring me, and then he is making up a narrative as to how he is trying to explain how he knows my name, all right? Which he should not know my name unless he wants to admit that, which he's not going to admit. That's the point of documentation. showing this criminal system in operation that is very real, and it's not. I'm not the only one subject to it. You're talking about what is a demon-possessed population that are targeting those that are the other. The other are those that are not subject to this spirit of Satan on them. All right, 8DXC589, which is very, very popular, at least in California where I'm at. But I've been to other states and the same P.O.C. was underway, because when I was in Florida, guess what was shining over me every day? And I loved it, okay? It was sunny every single day in Florida, every day, okay? And I lived there for over a year. And I've been to Georgia. Guess what? It was sunny every single day. Light source in the sky. That doesn't coexist with what I'm documenting. The light source remaining over my head. UPS 40757X2. And the entity, so like I said, you're talking about what is, I've traveled not only across this country, but I've traveled across the world. And this is a system that is not exclusive to California. The demon possession, the presence of Satan that is operating, exercising control over the environment, and then telling us about a supposedly natural environment that's engaged in its own evolution, providing in other words, what are false narratives about what is Satan that is present through the environment, engaging in what is the intensification of that environment that Satan is controlling. And then you have the puppets of Satan giving you what are scientific explanations for what's going on around us. 5XUJ254, it lies in the face of what is direct documentation upon, you could see it with your own eyes. And let me be clear, what you're looking at with your own eyes, there is absolutely nothing that any scientist can even state about what is very clearly not possibly the sun that they want to tell us about, and mention things such as climate change and global warming. That has nothing to do with what is blatantly impossible. If that's supposedly the sun in one city over my head, well, it's remaining in another county over my head at the same time. How is that possible? It's not possible. That's not possible, all right? But it's occurring, and I'm going to tell you what that scientist is not going to acknowledge. It's the reality of what is Satan that is very real. This is the supernatural. This is demonic, okay? So you're talking about what is the pattern of conduct that is underway. And so my example with regard to the lie that I published by Officer Waters, who is by virtue of saying my name and having never had any prior encounter with him, which would be a matter of already pre-published documentation, by the way. That's why I document, because you're dealing with Satan, and I know that, okay? Everything is documented with regard to every encounter with these demon-possessed law enforcement agencies who like to engage in kidnapping, okay? He would have already been documented by name and badge number, okay? That didn't happen. He's lying. And that lie is a matter of documentation. It is relevant to what is the character of these demons who are wearing these badges. They are present. They're engaging in stalking me, using up all those resources, all those vehicles, and you see the exact same P.O.C. All of that was about the pattern of conduct. They're stalking Erica Lorraine Spencer. That's what that was about. That long, drawn out, all of that was P.O.C., and it's pathetic, okay? So you have what is documentation of that lie that is also probative of the character of the demon possessed. And it doesn't matter what uniform that demon is wearing. It's letting you know it is irrespective of what you think you want to hold on to as a matter of honor or thinking you're exempt. They're not. The demon possessed are the demon possessed. Okay? License 8UJS750, 8XAV782. License 8GUC699. And you also see that with what is directed light and a fake sun. You think it's taking a pause from being over me when I'm walking by a judge's house versus some homeless bum sitting next to a trash can? No. That's us. That's human beings that make these demarcations in our minds with regard to what you think or what you fathom or what you can imagine or what you can conjure up in your mind with regard to what could possibly be evil or associated with such and such. No, it has nothing to do with that. Nothing whatsoever. It's crossing all boundaries. You're talking about what is demon possession and demon-possessed population. And that lying minion, going by the name of Officer Waters, lies on my podcast and on video, and it's a matter of documentation. He's also monitoring me while he's lying, and his choice of a lie is also relevant to what's harassment while he is stalking and monitoring. And like I said, that documentation he's referencing 2 months ago, well, that would have been published on my podcast, would have been published already. And you're talking about what is engaging in what is the creation of a false narrative, all right? Which I care not. These minions are lying all the time, and you're literally stalking me. So you go on ahead and lie. I'll just prosecute you with that, okay? You're talking about what is a delusional psychopath. You are literally under the fake sun, and you are literally walking and talking and engaging as though in some fantasy, as though this is not really happening. It's really happening. The fact that you are a demon-possessed population is no longer concealed. The criminal system that you are engaging in as an entity is not only concealed, it's not only revealed, I'm going to prosecute you for it. Okay? And you're talking about what is a delusional psychopath. They literally showed up, and what are they doing at this point? They're prosecuting themselves. All right? And they're showing their own obsession. That's what you need to understand. Over there, ordering Officer Flores, moving around traffic. Oh, go this way. Oh, don't walk this way. That demon is keeping a third eye on me, stalking. All right? And that's like, let me get this minion. Ontario Police, license 1576660, vehicle 1002. Listening to me talk about them. Okay, under the fake sun crossing path at 1066th Street in Ontario, California at 9:32 a.m. So this minion's lie is a matter of documentation. All right, there is an absence of this presence. Let me tell you something. If anything, I probably documented him stalking. All right, sitting under the fake sun, engaged in surveillance, sitting in a vehicle crossing path like that demon just did right now. But we have never had an encounter, and I documented that lie, which is it's definitely probative. Okay, let me be clear. What is it prefaced with? The state stalking by helicopter. All right, what is it? What is that documentation of criminal summoning? What does it end with? The state stalking by helicopter. What continues day and night, which I've shown, a very exclusive stalking by conduct by helicopter and airplanes in an environment that is entirely impossible to naturally exist. That is the light source that I'm showing you about that remains over me right now. That was over me while I was at the museum, just like I stated. All right, that is over me right now and engaging in the ongoing maintenance of presence over my head. So I just want to speak to that, and that is the relevance of the light source that's covered up over the museum. It's an impossibility that it's there at any time of day. Shall I remind you what I just captured last Sunday? That fake sun is over that same museum at 1:31 in the afternoon. Okay, and I've captured video of it during the 7 o'clock hour, 5 UVE 196. Okay, they're all demons. Every single last one of them. And they're delusional psychopaths, okay, unwilling to accept, but it doesn't matter what Satan is willing to accept. Satan's going to get this prosecution, and the people, all of its minions are going to get this prosecution, okay? So you're talking about the entity engaging in what is an entirely malicious, comprehensive system, and it is surrounded with what is evidence that at no time of day is there ever a moment where you're looking at what the light source, as a matter of my documentation, I've established this. There is no time of day where the light source is over me, where it is possibly the sun. And you're talking about what is not only for a term of years, you're understanding what I've been showing you. For example, we're in 2022. I've been documenting since 2018. Where did I start my first video? It was at my apartment before I moved out away from that demon-possessed stalker representing the people of the state, Tracy Banks, who was living in my apartment. And guess what the entity was doing? A fake sun was remaining over my apartment. And that's exactly what happened when I called Officer Turner, who I've documented in 2022 under a fake sun at the Carnegie Library, while he's molesting me and harassing with direct light. That's the same officer engaging in a specific form of harassment while he comes to engage in threatening my life monitoring. That's exactly what they did yesterday. That's what Sequoia Payton's presence represents. That's how demons conduct themselves. That's how they tell on themselves. Okay? They're also engaging in what is presence by bill and wags toe, theft of my property. Okay? That's how demons tell on themselves while they're there stalking. This is how they engage in what is communicating a threat. It's like they're reliving something that they're going to be prosecuted for. Okay, but it's an intent to inflict a form of suffering. It's how they harass the target individual. This is necessary. And I pointed this out as I was documenting it. So you have the entity engaging in this conduct, and I documented the light source remaining over me since 2018. 2018. So let me get these demons with Frontier Communications. License 8D17370. License 8C14173. This is the same company, Frontier Communications, who the other day, in an effort to contradict what I stated was Herc Rentals, you have a bunch of demons in all their Frontier Communication vehicles creating light all around the freeway entrance area. License 8C13584. Whether it's Herc Rentals, whether it's Frontier Communications, it's the same entity, the same demon-possessed entity, stalking with methods of light activity, and did it under the fake sun, which I also captured. It's currently 9:36 a.m. and they are stalking in the path. Fake sun remains over my head. That's audible activity. And Herc Rental is engaging in the P.O.C. as well. Frontier Communications is parked on Caroline in relevant position. All right, Herc Rentals, license NYYP26. And directed light across that truck. I'm showing you the minion with the hard hat on. He's focusing on a communication device. He's monitoring. Directed light is moving across Herc Rentals in the same way that I showed you the stationary directed light that was on that truck while it was parked on the side of the road, and then you saw those demons drilling in the ground, which was audible activity. They're doing the same thing while they're sitting in the middle of the street under the fake sun. This minion has a communication device, and directed light is moving across the truck. Herc Rentals has a Florida license plate, NYYP26, 7DMK266. That's a minion in a Scion crossing path with directed light. They're using what is Hitachi, that's a company that you can prosecute. They're using what is NorCal, that's audible activity. And Herc Rentals is the company engaging in the pattern of conduct right here at the freeway entrance. 35339J2. That's Caltrans right here, 1428408. Caltrans is a state actor, and that's driven by a female who's stalking in the path, engaging in interstate stalking, engaging in terrorism with directed light while crossing the path, monitoring with Herc Rentals. And again, I captured that minion. He's studying a communication device. Directed light is moving across the Herc Rentals truck while he is under the fake sun that's over me while I am crossing path of where Herc Rentals is located. License 5ZWV129, 7GJV821, 8NMV666, 11311B2, 8SVA416, 29882X2. And it's currently 9:38 a.m. Six HGW 342 8VZD 491. Uh, 6K 32095. And so, long story short, you have what is the presence of the light source that's over me while I'm documenting the minions engaged in criminal summoning yesterday. The fake sun, 9:41 a.m. until after 10:19 is when I began leaving that scene. And the entity flies over my head by helicopter. Oh, I had to show you that. So I captured that video. And you'll remember, this is the same street where I have yet to even get to what is the freeway entrance. This is the same street where I walked up during the 6 o'clock in the morning. All right, and I'm already at what is the Vons and the Chase Bank during the 7 o'clock hour, okay? The actual sun is not remaining on Euclid Avenue at any address. What is during 3 hours later at 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:19 in the morning. And then in addition to that, that's just common sense. In addition to that, oh, this street runs north or west, so I just want to be clear. What's going to remain on a specific street of Euclid Avenue, having the coincidence of also being over my head, and you're also talking about what is no movement east or west. That's not the sun. Anyway, in every single way, that is impossible to be the sun. And this is where they are arriving, engaging in what is criminal summoning. While I am still documenting the people of the state and the federal government. Pay attention to what I published. You have this man, this white man who is a demon wearing a military uniform, okay, and is engaging in federal stalking. And as I capture his images, immediately the state starts flying over my head by helicopter. And then this is where the car accident just arrives. There's no crash, there's no bang. The state flies over by helicopter, and then bam, at the next block, you have what is this car scene. This is demonic, okay? License 7LAN 402. And by the way, the car crash is classic textbook. That's classic P.O.C. That's supposed to be summoning the arrival of law enforcement. I documented that by the Pomona Police Department. I've documented every iteration that the entity engages in. And there is nothing, they can come up with something new. Guess what? It is criminal summoning. The point of it is to call for the presence of the entity that is placing you under surveillance in the exact same environment. It's criminal summoning. That's P.O.C. 7HGW261. And so the entity is engaging in criminal summoning under the fake sun, and at no time of day is that actually the sun. And this is a matter of established documentation. All right, and but for documentation, you're talking about not even having the ability to argue it on behalf of the ordinary targeted individual, because you're talking about what is an intent by a society, and this is a demon-possessed society. That's what it is. They're all lying together, engaging in what is criminal conduct, Satan using people, Satan using the government, and but for documentation, you would have no way of knowing you would not listen to the target individual, the ordinary target individual, but for documentation. All right, so it is necessary with regard to establishing that precedent. And you're seeing, you're talking about demons. Like I said, they're true to form, so this is for helpful for your own life, okay? But they are true to form. Demons cannot engage in anything but what is their conduct revealing. They can't hide it. They can't hide it. They stalk with audible activity. They stalk with activity creation. They cannot hide it. That's how you are able to reveal what is the liar that Satan is, that wants to, that does not want it to be known that the person in front of you is a demon-possessed person. That's the whole point of this population. And I've shown you what is the formula. They engage in very specific conduct, and they're in a specific environment. That in and of itself is like a red flag. Oh, you know, okay. Pay attention. Because you'll see through their conduct that this is the demon-possessed. And that's for anyone. Anybody can know that. 7 ROK 687. 7 MYT 090. 8Z 93212. 8 MNB 510. You want to know if an attorney that you have is a demon-possessed person? There's a way for you to know, okay? You're talking about it does not matter who they are. It does not matter. You're talking about those that try to engage in it in the same exact conduct of a demon in some dignified manner, in some passive manner, and it's the same P.O.C. You will always see it. All right, so like I said, it's a matter of paying attention to detail, and by the way, that's where the devil lies, in the very details, okay? Subtle, but at the same time, it's actually not subtle. It's right in front of your face. All right, so anyway, this is relevant to what I was documenting, and so I wanted to get more license plates. The entity engaging in ongoing harassment, as I captured on video, and doing so while I'm reciting license plates at 6th Street in Euclid, which is the ongoing P.O.C. That is the direct indication, as well as what is the prosecution for the people of the state. They're demons, they're psychopaths, and they're stalkers. And that's based on your conduct, the conduct that you are engaging in. And you are a stalker, regardless of the lying audible activity and the ways in which you want to conceal and act as though this is not the case. That's the whole point of what is federal group stalking and monitoring. All right, providing a way whereby an entire people who are of the same condition may maintain what is a stalking system monitoring you, and then on the outside, on the shell, on the exterior, maintaining what is supposed to be the appearance of normalcy and innocuous conduct and presence, seemingly having nothing to do with you, not focused on you. But it is quite the contrary when you are understanding what is the impossible environment that surrounds you. It shows you how hovering and obsessed they are. And that's what Satan doesn't want you to know, how very important you are, actually. You are the focus. Okay, you are literally the entire focus. All right, so anyway, it's 9:44 a.m. This is P.O.C. 046666H3, BJG 9154, that's Arizona. 8KAR288, 852KM, handicap. 8SAU773, 05165K3, BEARS Heart N, BZAB410, 5ZKL078, 92280W2, 74759J1, and it's 9:45 a.m. 6LFN176 and security paving, stopping in front of this minion's property with signage on their vehicle. License, let's see, hold on a second. All right, that minion is monitoring with security paving 05604V2. Using that vehicle as light activity and its massive facilitation. It is currently 9:47 a.m. 7UGF444. License 5VSX873. And the particular minion, I mean, it's all of them. 279 Euclid Avenue in Upland, California. It's a third party in relevant position. The particular minion, she's sitting outside an operation for communication device, engaging in what is the P.O.C. Her license 6LFN176 at third party facilitating venue 269 Euclid Avenue. And while security paving is on the opposite side of the street, using what is signage, placing on signs on the ground is their form for what is stalking in the path, using signage, which is light activity. CB40R58 is a paper plate, also in relevant position at 259 Euclid Avenue. All right, it's currently 9:48 a.m. This is P.O.C. All right, monitoring with Metrolink. 7URV313, 7CJB664, 6UMJ, well, hold on, scratch that one, 8VID988, and this one is 6UMJ595. 6FCM900, 8NEY471. That's amplification of what is Amtrak engaging in the pattern of conduct. 7YCV650. It's equally amplification and facilitation as security paving using signage and light activity. 6ZQX729. 6WKH 801 55064T2, and that is Metrolink that is going eastbound toward the Upland train station right now at 9:50 a.m. Where the fake sun is right over my head at the Arco at 193 South Euclid Avenue, is particularly where I'm at, walking up the sidewalk. And of course, this is not the sun. Let me give you an example. When I go to Pomona and I remain there, okay, I'm still in Pomona and I have remained there. I am now walking north in the city of Upland. As I remain in Pomona, there is no light source that's going to be over my head, as was the case yesterday during an act of criminal summoning, a crime scene that I'd captured. You have what is the light source remaining over me while Metrolink is creating audible activity. This is facilitation. While security paving is creating light activity, this is facilitation. All right, this is how the state engages in that pattern of conduct. It's 9:50 a.m. This is P.O.C. License 8TJC681. 12375R2. 8SYB924 35676L2, I believe. This is FedEx. And the other third party, the first one I read right now, is Minion at 7-Eleven. Crossing path while the state's sounding helicopter. 35676L2, that's FedEx. And it's currently 9:56 a.m. All right. 8XGF380, 3PNT834, 4BIN396, E679KL, 8CEF485. And it's 10 a.m. on the dot. 8CBY560, 7ZGJ458, 8LID967, 5GMP553, 6FGJ625, 56489E1, 7XNN369, 8KCJ347, 5XHP934, 898071, 7TM116. Alrighty, I did capture images. First of all, the light source is right over my head at the 7-Eleven. I've already. The pattern is the entity keeps a fake sun over me. That's what's so highlighting with regard to. Excuse me. That's what's such a highlighter with regard to what is not the actual sun. When it is noted as being literally above the roof of a venue, and then if I go to that venue at, let's say, before the time of its arrival over me at that venue, it's there as I get there, right? Ahead of that schedule, and ahead of that noted presence. And then if I go to that venue later then, so if I go, at 10 o'clock in the morning, say I arrive at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the light source is over me wherever I'm at, not at that venue. And then if I go to that venue at a later time, the light source is over that venue as I arrive, keeping over me as I arrive at that venue. This is how I've noted what is not the sun for you all to witness. I'm capturing what is the fake sun that's over me at the 7-Eleven, and all I was doing was capturing what is the clear difference with regard to the skies. It's all gray and dark in front of me, meaning north of me as I'm walking toward the Upland Public Library, and that is a great contrast with what is the fake sun as I capture it. It's right over my head while I'm at the parking lot of the 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid Avenue. And I took images of this while I got in the street because the light source keeps in alignment with me as I move, and so you have what is then literally it's like the highlighting of the street as I walk up the street. And it's also speaking to what is the absence of the light source, which is the ongoing, it's already the noted pattern of conduct, the stalking with light. But I wanted to speak to the significance of those pictures that I took. 7VJX838, 8PGJ835, 7XVZ615. And you understand what is the rhythm of the demon possessed. The entire environment moves as I move. That's literally what these demons are doing. They move as I move. Okay? That's terrorism, while a demon-possessed population, a demon-possessed government does that. That's exactly what they're doing. It's currently 10:05 a.m. This is P.O.C. 7TLA 941 81178C3. That is a minion on the grounds of the library and the Upland City Hall, engaging in what is activity creation. That's the significance of any noise and engineered light. It is currently 10:06 a.m. This demon is stalking using the leaf blower. It's a Latino male. He's in front of the city hall now, stalking in the path using the leaf blower as a means of audible activity. The same demonic conduct. All right, so you have what is turning it off, and then restart as I press the phone button on my screen to start recording. Immediately starts using the leaf blower, okay? That's the demonic conduct. It is currently 10:07 a.m., and this is in alignment to the Upland Public Library where I'm at, and the fake sun remains over me. That's called audible activity. All right, this is P.O.C. Alrighty, just showing you images of what is facilitation of the entity acting to create activity. All of the entity is monitoring to that creation of audible activity. And that's how you're able to document any ordinary minion engaging in gardening. It's facilitation. That's what is the ongoing pattern of conduct. That's how it's underway. That's how the people contribute to that system. It's 10:07. I'm inside of the Upland Public Library where I remain subject to surveillance. This is P.O.C. All right, capturing video at 10:15 in the morning when I have arrived inside of the venue, which is the Upland Public Library. And you're looking at what is the light source that's right over my head as I'm facing I'm on the first floor inside of the library where I am showing what is, as I am facing south, that is D Street, that is right outside of the building, and the light source is right above my head. I'm standing in the same position where I was yesterday, showing you at 11:25 a.m., where I arrived at 11:21 capturing video, and the fake sun is over the roof, right, which is behind me where I'm standing in this video that I captured today at 10:15. 11:21, it's over the roof. And then at 11:25, it is at the same position where I'm standing this morning at 10:15 in the morning. First of all, you're going to pay attention to that. The light source moves as I move. It is not the actual sun. Second of all, you have what is the light source that is present. Again, this is necessarily the case, not the sun. At 10:15 in the morning yesterday, you have what is the fake sun. Not only that I document this, you're talking about last Sunday, for example, when I'm on Hope Boulevard and I'm at JV Auto Parts and I'm reminding you about the fake sun at 10:09 a.m., which would not be over the roof of that venue on Hope Boulevard in Ontario, where I have walked east and west on Hope Boulevard, and the light source is remaining on Ontario over me on that street. As I'm at campus and Hope Boulevard, the fake sun is right over my head. I'm reminding you about 10:19 a.m., where I'm showing you the fake sun, as I've already documented on video. The fake sun is over the roof of this venue, which again is different from being over the D Street. The light source is moving, vacillating with regard to its placement, as I'm showing you above my head where the fake sun is based on where I'm walking inside of the building. Nonetheless, it's mutually exclusive. It's not over the roof of Upland. It's not visible from inside of the building of the Upland Public Library, while it's remaining over me on Hope Boulevard in Ontario, where I have not walked north on Euclid Avenue at all. Haven't walked north whatsoever at this time in the morning on, you're talking about what is the entity February 27, 2022 is specifically what I'm referencing. And this is just one example. I'm in Fontana at 10:15 in the morning. I'm having gone to Pomona and getting on the bus going back to Ontario. You're talking about what is the entity. I'm at the Ovitt Family Community Library as I document at 10:06 in the morning on January 22nd, 2022. The entity yesterday, engaging in criminal summoning. Guess where I'm at 10:18, where I capture on video. I am certainly nowhere that's going to be capable of seen by video through the venue of the Upland Public Library, where the fake sun is over my head, and that's exactly where the state is flying, not over the roof of the Upland Public Library. That helicopter is flying right over my head, where that fake sun is right over my head, where I'm at the property of 1258 Euclid Avenue, where criminal summoning, a criminal act, a crime scene, as I documented it. All right, and this is speaking to the presence of the light source ahead of schedule. Ahead of schedule meaning not the actual sun, meaning ahead of my schedule. I arrive at the venue earlier, that's where the fake sun is. I'm also showing you what is, again, the same position as it was as I arrived at 11:25 in the morning, which I was using that time as an example because the actual sun is also not present at 11:25 in the morning and also over me at the Montclair Transit Center. All right, or while I'm on the bus of the Omnitrans moving in real time, okay, and capturing that video of that phenomenon, okay, that demonic conduct that you're witnessing before your eyes as I'm making manifest before you, before the world, the presence of Satan, all right, and the ongoing workings of demonic activity and the criminal system that is underway via the demon-possessed population and Satan itself, all right, and so anyway, this is what I captured on video, and it's currently 10:24 a.m. and I remain inside of the Upland Public Library where I arrived ahead of schedule, subject to what is federal stalking by the entity in the bathroom. You have sex offenders sitting around engaging in surveillance all day long inside of the venue. You have what is amplification as I'm documenting the leaf blower. All right, this is a gardener engaged, a demon-possessed third party is the reality of this condition and the criminal activity that he's engaging in, intentionally creating audible activity and engineered light and does so, and then upon entrance into the venue, you have what is amplification of what is a leaf blower, okay? It is indeed understanding and witnessing the demon possession, okay? So, like I said, you have what is the entity, as I've documented before, inside of the study room. You can't hear gardening. You can't hear leaf blowers and lawnmowers. This is speaking to the pattern of conduct. I'm showing you in pictures, this is what these demons are doing while I'm indoors, and this is the ongoing pattern of conduct, okay? And it's entirely demonic. That's how you are witnessing what you cannot see physically on them, the spirit of death. Okay, demon possession. You're witnessing their demon possession. You are aware of it, and it is a matter of objective evidence for you and for purposes of prosecution, where you are documenting a government and the environment around you is directly revealing the criminal system that you're subject to. You're witnessing demon possession by what is that conduct of that demon, the leaf blower, which you can't hear inside of the study room. All right, it's amplified inside of the library, and what you're also witnessing, what is the presence of engineered light and a fake sun, as I've shown that substantive and that comprehensive body of evidence, which is surrounding the people of the state and the government that is ceaselessly engaged in P.O.C, which is an impermissible threat, and that's speaking of federal prison, all right? And you just have what is going to be a lot of minions going to federal prison, period. And that's going to be the establishment of precedent, because where the government's engaging in the system and showing you what are the animals that are the demon-possessed population and the threat that they pose to normal people. Okay, and they're demonstrating that threat by their continuous engagement. This is not engaging in what is, first of all, illegal at the first instance, engaging in surveillance. The government is a criminal. Second of all, they're not engaging in surveilling one that's ignorant. They're surveilling one who is aware. Okay, so you are true to form. You are the most violent sex offender while you engage in that sexual violence, and the one who you are violating is aware and is documenting it. A true, genuine sex offender that is engaging in that conduct, engages in it more so, engages in it while aware of the fact that the one that you are violating is not ignorant to it. And let me be clear, the demon-possessed population seek to engage in this criminal system to the ignorance of those who are subject to it. That's the whole purpose of it. And you're not ignorant anymore, you're aware of it, and that is relevant for the prosecution. It's called an impermissible threat, all right? And you go to federal prison. The government's going to, you're talking about what is a necessary penalty with regarding to dealing with the very dangerous population that are the people of the state that are of this condition, demon possession. It is currently 10:27 a.m. This is P.O.C. It's 5:42 p.m. You've got what is the bag lady, and you've got these old men sitting in the library area. Hi, what's your name?
Christina.
Christina? And then there's Kristen, and there's another Christina.
There's just one of me.
Okay, because someone last night told me their name was Christina.
Oh, no.
That was a Latina female with the long black hair. What's her real name?
I don't know.
Oh, she said Christina. Okay, and I know you. You're Elaine. Yeah. Okay, thank you. They're crossing paths. They are engaging in what's the... Oh, you know what? Carissa? Oh, hi, Carissa. Okay, thank you. Thanks for opening up the room. You've got what is earthquake-like activity inside of the bathroom and documenting what is the names of the employees who are monitoring while that activity is underway. And you also have what is then the entity entering inside of the bathroom. And you're looking at the timestamp. So this is relevant for what is a sex offender that enters into the bathroom before I get there for purposes of what is being present in the bathroom in order to cross path. And then you have what is ongoing amplified audible activity inside of the bathroom. And then this minion who I capture images of, this is stalking in the bathroom, representing the state, all right, and a demon-possessed population stalking in the bathroom. In doing so with the employees, Elaine and Christina are in the side rooms. They are in alignment with the restroom. There's like an employee room where the employees sit. There's a copy machine back there. They're in alignment. And they engage in patrolling back and forth. Slamming of doors creates amplified audible activity. You have the impossible audible activity of what is elevator activity. And they're doing this as I'm in the bathroom right now. So this is the ongoing terrorism by those sex offenders identifying themselves. Christina, Elaine, Carissa, Kristen, and the one that's saying her name is Kristen. She's old Caucasian lady who I capture frequently. She's a demon. She engages in pacing very frequently. She walks like she has a hunch in her back, like a hunchback. She's an older lady. She's an older female. She's not a lady. Anyway, the minions are engaging in that sexual violence, and this is the identity of those sex offenders monitoring with the demons that are doing nothing other than filling this venue to maintain presence. All right, these demons are pacing back and forth at the book stacks that are in alignment with this study room. So they're walking back and forth through the aisles, walking out and walking back and walking out and walking back. By walking out, I mean just stepping out, walking from one aisle to the next. This is for purposes of crossing path while they're monitoring what I'm doing on the internet. And I'm currently publishing what is a lot of the documentation of the same P.O.C, the state stalking by helicopter, the theft of my vehicle by the same entity that was engaged in criminal summoning yesterday, the entity engaging in what is the ongoing pattern of conduct as I've been documenting it. And so I'm putting it onto my website. It's not that it hasn't already been published. I'm publishing it onto my website. And as I publish this information, you have what are the demons that engage in essentially a response, this pacing around. And it's a conduct of a psychopath. And I capture the demons that is maintaining presence on a communication device while the demons are pacing in front of me. This demon is maintaining alignment sitting in the study room next to me. And the demons that are the employees pace back and forth inside of the employee. It's like a room that they can walk in, anything that they can use to make audible activity. All right. If there wasn't a room, they would engage in congregating and making some sort of other method to create noise. That's what demons do. That's the ongoing objective. And it's the conduct of psychopaths. That conduct follows into a restroom, and that's where you're getting into what is understanding the sex offender, the same sex offender that follows and pursues and molests incessantly with directed light so that they can monitor you and keep you under surveillance, okay? That's the conduct of a psychopath. So I wanted to get their names. They're engaging in the criminal activity in real time. They're crossing path. They're engaging in surveillance, and this is the documenting their engagement in that and having them identify themselves while they are also monitoring me while my panties are down. That is Carissa. That is a violent sex offender and a demon-possessed one. She's an overweight Caucasian. I documented her before, pacing around in the engineered light, and doing so was simultaneous to my walking out of the bathroom, which is the ongoing pattern of conduct. I'm just speaking to the fact that I've documented this particular sex offender at this venue before in still images, and that was as of late. The entity engaging in what is ongoing pacing around in this terrorism that's inside of the bathroom. And I just want to be clear, this is Elaine, this is Kristen, Carissa, Christina, Tracy. You have what is Casey, the employees who are frequently here, including Kiki, the African-American female. You have, these are nothing other than state actors, and they're identified as state actors because they are employees of what is a state facilitating venue. This library is a public library. It's affiliated with the city of Upland. So understand that this is the state nonetheless, engaging in pacing around, engaging in ongoing surveillance, okay? And doing so, doing the bidding of this criminal entity, the public entity, the state of California. And so as I'm walking through the library, you have the amplification. What's the sound of traffic? Absolutely impossible. This is demonic. It's terrorism while you're subject to that. That's understanding what terrorism is. It's also letting you know the demons that you cannot hear in their vehicles inside of the library. The demons that you cannot hear talking with their kids upstairs in the room for the parents and the children. The demons that you cannot hear weed whacking the lawn out at the Upland City Hall and in the parking lot. Okay, the demons that are on the train of the Metrolink, the demons that are driving their vehicles sounding sirens, this is the identification of a demon-possessed population. Okay, that's entirely demonic. And you are looking at that same identical pattern. It's the identification of the demon-possessed. Understand, that's demonic in and of itself, and it's also serving what is monitoring, which they are engaged in here. This ongoing monitoring is occurring inside of the bathroom, and that is how and why you are talking about identifying the sex offender that is Elaine, also engaged in what is harassment as an entity while they're engaged in federal stalking, and posing an impermissible threat, being that sex offender in concert with the state of California, as I am also slicing them down for that prosecution as a perpetual sex offender engaging in federal stalking on behalf of the state of California, going by the name of Elaine at the state facilitating venue of the Upland Public Library, which is nothing other than a facilitating venue where state surveillance is underway. And so I just want to document this. It's 5:48 p.m. And remaining subject, I showed you what's the fake sun at 10:15 in the morning. And this is the same venue that kept the fake sun all day long. Ain't keeping directed light inside of this venue all day long. Okay, this artificially engineered environment while these demons pace around and doing so while they are monitoring what I am doing on the internet as I'm literally publishing and preparing their own prosecution. They're witnessing it, and the psychopaths engage in ongoing terrorism and sexual violence while they are witnessing their prosecution. That is called the impermissible threat. The government that is monitoring while it is being documented is posing that impermissible threat, and this is where you are getting to what is federal prison, absent facts, again, of what is engaging in otherwise conduct that is warranting federal prison, such as kidnapping, which this entity has engaged in. You're talking about what are egregious acts of obstruction of justice, theft of personal property. This entity stole everything that I own. Okay, so you're talking about what is understanding the the juncture where I'm at now with regard to documenting this entity. It's currently 5:49 p.m. This is Upland Public Library. This is the people of the state of California documented as a sex offender, an ongoing sex offender, okay, and a violent one, okay? It's 5:49 p.m. This is P.O.C. It's 6:54 p.m. Let's see. 8LRR272, I believe. I'm trying to see that one. 22391. Are you just got that one? Let me get this one. 8UYN177. 6GEW291. And this is 8XDY310. These are demons pacing around, stalking at what is D Street and Euclid Avenue. It is 6:55 p.m. TLC 263, 8RTD143, 8VSZ307, 8TJM026, 8Y12276, 8XSS766, 7UPN132, 8N, 5V12. I can't see the rest of that one. You could scratch that. 4ZOP301. 8WBX211. 7JM. Hold on. This is 7JM. 7JAE211. 8L35294 molesting. 7VJH759 molesting. 7UL445 molesting. 01999N 01999N2 molesting. 7SLV495. 8WBX211, read that one. And I'm at Arco at 193 South Euclid Avenue, by the way. It is currently 7:13 p.m. 55352Z2. 7YTL57. Can't see the rest of them. 70977B2. And I want to get this minion that's holding flags on his vehicle while he's a demon and engaging in un-American conduct. 35107X2, a demon. Engaging in unconstitutional conduct, demonic criminal conduct of the greatest, okay, of epic proportions, and holding 2 flags on his vehicle while doing so. That's what fills this country, the demon-possessed population. BU72X55, paper 8EXE536. 7LYX 975 052DOR2 6YHD 455, please, yeah. 8XDG 878 8WTW 164 8WTW 164, correct. 6FOZ 556, and it's currently 7:14 p.m. 6TWJ 433. 6KKC 725, 8FJH348, and this sex offender is 8BRW 376. All of them molesting, all of them stalking around in directed light. This is the demon-possessed population. The demon-possessed population wear flags on their military uniforms. All right, the demon-possessed population, while they're engaged in federal stalking with the government, violating the constitutional and human rights of American citizens that they are monitoring, wear large flags and bear them on their vehicles while they are engaging in that demonic terrorism. That's exactly what they do. All right, and it's currently 7:15 p.m. This is P.O.C. All right, this is the entity that's stalking in the bathroom and following me into the bathroom, engaging in creation of earthquake-like activity inside of the bathroom. This is the same entity, okay? The sex offender, 7KVG069. It is currently 7:23 p.m. License 7JLX783. Let's see, license 8LSG253. 5UVC985. I'm sorry, that is 8LSG. Oh, hold on. 8DFX631. 8LSG257, I believe. Can't really see the rest of them. It is, let me see, license plates. X455RO. 7VQH023. See, these minions group stalking on the sidewalk. Hopefully I've already recited their addresses while they're out here stalking on foot. License plate. I'm sure I have. They're out here group stalking on the road. 6TDE452, 7SRZ130, 8KGT526, 7YDS344. See. Let me go get myself a better seat so I can get all of these minions. 7HLB775. You need to know who's stalking in bathrooms. 7UIX730, 8K62723, 27418P2, 8SQL027. Let's see. 8014386. They are the same sex offender, the perpetual sex offender. License 8JZS223. And this perpetual sex offender touching on my person, 8SRH807. License plate 8TIB438. 6RWT120, 7ZCJ215, 8FME036. These are the demons sitting in the library all day long, engaged in ongoing surveillance. This is the same entity. License 8HRB764, sitting around an engineered light in the library all day, listening to me, monitoring what I'm doing on the internet. License 8HRB, sorry, I read that one. 8ZRS498, excuse me, 7SPG660, 8RHV731, 6DAV338, 7NGA775, 7TFT119, 8YVN239, 7XZU329, I believe. And then following into the bathroom. That's how much they are consumed with me. And I want the world to know about those that are consumed with what's going on in my panties. Okay? You need to know about that sex offender. License 7ZAD102. License 7MOG028. License 6VNT872. 6WCZ864. License plate C. 8ANA408, excuse me. License 6H, I can't see that one. 8YEE912, 6DIJ850, 6RXC162, 6RTR169, 8XQD914. License molesting is 5NWC694. 11661B3. Molesting and stalking in the bathroom. License 11661B3. License M572EO. 8YQF742. 8GYS019. 7CHK431. 6WXX043. 8TGC041. 7UIV858. 6WXX043, read that one. 8GT, I read that one. 8NDV285. 8VWM750. 81988P2, that's Amazon Prime. License 6UVX218. License 7SXW034. One 786B2. 7UMR51. I'm sorry, 7UMR532. 7MIJ017. Yeah. 7ZXC125. BT62852, I believe. Can't really see that one though. 6SG. I can't see the rest of that one. Let's see. 8WEE830, I believe. License 8XJM. Can't see the rest of them. 7PVC337. 6SWB586. 8KSP270. 8ZAY679. 72489H3. 8MVP500. 59, I can't see that one. 8FUZ436. License 8TCA200. $6LHT212, 8LFG823, 98979N2, license 8UW J221, 6MPF079, 7KFV335, 7AZE838, 5KDT261, 57933V1, 7ZXL277, 7WVS549, 43435T1, 5RTN194, 6MJE685, 8D, I can't see the rest of them, 8R, I can't see that one either, 8SVG831, 8DGY33, I can't see the last character on that one. License, let's see, 8UOY266, 8BXW265, all right, these sex offenders following from the bathroom stalls to every intersection. This sex offender's license plate 8PZW976. License 8HNF495. 8HDD976. 5JZS885, I believe. 8MLP385. 7DHK742. 8PSL497, I believe. 5DNA108. License 5FCB844. 6MZT840. 8WOB 8WGB733, I believe. Can't really see that one that clearly though. ANAIBEN 5TGT296, excuse me. AW, hey, I can't say that one. 6YYL778, 7LPY407, 8TNT764, 8SLB174, 7BTW569, 7XQU708, 8LYK432, 7GPK 430, I believe. 8VCW 846, 8VPZ 317, 8YBP 487, 8XDX 724. Stalking, touching without consent, following into bathrooms in order to continue stalking with the state. License 8SZZ325. And enterprise rental and getting in on that sex offense also. Their enterprise truck rental, stalking in bathrooms today. Okay, that's what that company is engaged in. Monitoring 8ZRW571, license 31195P1, 8SZA200, 7HJS548, 8UWY324, 8XRK074, 8UFB014, 5AQH925. And it's currently 7:34 p.m. This is the same entity engaged in obsessive stalking with that state that's stalking by helicopter. That's how obsessed this entity is. They are the same entity following, chasing into bathrooms, and surrounding all day long stalking. Okay? They ought to be named, and that's exactly why I'm named. They're the same entity terrorizing with that government. License plate. This sex offender, ATGC041 crossing path. License 8FIH778. License plate 7SOP590. License plate BM85Y14, their old bag of bones. This is a bag of bones as well, 7YXV942. Somebody's granny is a sex offender, 6UZF062. License 8XGX524, 5AQF633, but then again, her grandchildren are likely sex offending demon-possessed stalkers as well. 8HCK800, 8WKA, I can't see the rest of one. License plate 8VWW128. It's 7:35 p.m. X258A0. W74112. 4750 472, I believe. Six KEV 135. 92075H3. 7MOA 584. 8TDH 170. 7MKK 021. 8FTC 056, 5G XT 650, 8NCT 859, 8MQZ 235, 8PO1881, ESC LIFE, license 8FCY 943, 7KPU 290, license 8FOJ 905, UPS crossing path as well, 6PXK 084, 7YGA 663. UPS engaging in what is monitoring the panties that are pulled down inside of a private space while it's monitoring an American citizen. That's what the company UPS is engaged in. Engaging in what is terrorism, molestation of the person, also stalking in bathrooms. That's a sex offender. That is a company, UPS. That's what they're engaged in. License 8S43315. License plate 3743. I can't see the rest of that one. 7GXR628. License 8FJC776. License plate 7NVY934. 8PDB786. 709HM handicap. 7DYG113. 7M, I can't see that one. 8NMS704. 5JTT765. 6ROU 494. 7KXA 223. License 8HYP 627. 8UQM 886. AIX 518. 8AHB 748. 8RUH 591, 8NAJ 775, 8ZPB 351, 8RCVO 34, 5SRN 516, 07575P2, 5VXG 638, 7VXR 369. All right, this demon license BS 11150, 6CUD 320. Monitoring with the demon that stops on the side of the road. That's that demonic conduct, stopping and loitering with light activity. License CB20CO1 paper. That's all pro. That company likes to engage in panty surveillance. All right, they're sex offenders. License plate 8VER 170. And I'm putting it in that explicit manner because that's the explicit activity that they are engaging. That's exactly what they are doing. Obsessive surveillance, ceaseless surveillance, limitless, boundless surveillance. 8EYM 263. 21270C2, 8XWH. Can't see the rest of one. 8KGK 640. 7SOK 932. 536DH handicap. See, 70377C1, excuse me. 8KWB 798. 1, I can't see that one. 7DFY 684. 8VPL 191 with a paper plate on the front of their car. That's the license plate on the back of their car. 7ST 3333. And that's just to name some of those that are engaging in what is sexual violence while they're molesting me after engaging in ongoing surveillance all day long in the private space. That is the perpetual sex offender, the people of the state of California, and acting on behalf of the sex offender, that is the state of California, the public entity, which is exactly how the government is going to be prosecuted and the people of the state. And that includes what are companies. All right, you're looking at what is this demonic activity. It is indiscriminate of the mode of presence, as I have demonstrated, whether they are in a commercial vehicle, in a public establishment, at their own venue where they live. The system is ongoing. The government is maintaining ubiquitous presence through the very demon possessed, which are the people of the state who engage in all manner of what is methods of presence. All right, and presence by being present at your job, being present where you live, being present out in public. This is the state surveillance system. And so identifying some of those that are out here engaging in what is the ongoing sex offense as well, molestation, while they're demons stalking in the path. This is what demons do. This is what the demon-possessed population engage in while they're monitoring. And this is also speaking to identifying the same exact entity that was engaged in surveillance all day long at the Upland Public Library. That's why a fake sun and directed light remain there. While I'm subject to surveillance, while I'm physically indisposed, while my genitalia is exposed, while I'm engaged in private activity, all of these demons are engaged in ceaseless surveillance. All right, license plate 7VZH935. Excuse me, 7VZH915. It is currently 7:42 p.m. JDC 416 24037J1. American Medical Response There are also kidnappers that are sex offenders. They're going to federal prison. 60805D2, vehicle 48373. License 7XUF420, 8NMX266, 7RO4270. 21781Y1, 7X53139, BF65V09 paper. It's 7:43 p.m. 7ARL087. Henry's Plumbing Services is crossing path in a white van. It's a commercial vehicle. 6TDF 525. 8Z, I can't see the rest of them. BU36R90 paper. 8KFK331. 7AJB515. 7AJB515. 7KYR120. 8TWD483. 7XYF105. Can't see that one. 8JTY436. 7NMF. I can't see the rest of them. 7ZKJ015. I can't see that one. 8WBZ520, 7MFB424, 7SHW, can't see the rest of that one, 7JMP719, 7KCZ214, I believe, 8HKA130, 13760T1, let's see, 8JJY910, 8VYP014, 8GFF351, 8JBE620, 6NHB327, 5J07748, 7ZAC606. See license plate 5JZP594. 8AJP556, 8JBE620, 8VSY093, 5T29, I can't see the rest of them. 2CHF, can't see that one. O2, I can't see that one either. It's 7:47 p.m. 93 5SLD603. 94891X2, 6MBA761, CB68X20. I'm laughing because they're revving their ignitions while they're listening to me start to read their license plates. Oh my goodness, so pathetic. 5PVG615, 8XVX082, 8MWR193, 8LLS342, 8PDV444, 7TUF777, 8ZCR076, 7SMG869, 8MM, I can't really see that one. 8W, I can't see that one either. Alright, this demon is stalking. 8UVY795, 7CRX429, 6ZQX765. My shadow's appearing on the opposite side of the freeway exit, so I'm saying that. License 8EWA757. They're all demons, but I just like to recite it in real time. License 6ZYF 607. 8WDX 500. 5PFW 679. You got a demon that's maintaining presence standing over here at the freeway exit, stalking with the rest of these minions who are driving by. All right, this is a demon that's maintaining presence on the sidewalk, standing behind me. License 4MAKELLA. A license, I can't see that one. 4VVC 428. 8DMH 819. 8ZQV 569. 7DUO 089. 8TXD 620. 7YBC 299. 8G04. I can't see that one. 7DFL 676. 8TTH 318. 5 LUK 936, I believe. License 8. I read that one. 6NMB 207. 4SZP 353. This is 5 LUK 956, and this demon that is molesting. This is. Oh, they're all molesting, but you've got some demons that like to touch a lot. This license plate, yeah, 5XOT095 with their communication device out. 8BSU 504. License 9276683. License BF12E98 paper. I can't see that one. 7ETK094. 8WAB 872. All right, 7BKU 355. And let me be clear, touching for the masses in the way stalking in the bathroom, every single last one of them touching and stalking together, okay? License NFL 375, that's Florida. 7UGY 777. 52806G, I can't see that one. 8CZP 184. 6YNK 308. 7BKU 355. 7694 2P1. 8BNJ 084. 7YGE 820. 7YKP 341. 8LW, I can't see the rest of them. 7UIT 280. 8VPZ 221. 8423. 8D3, I believe. 7PWC 091. 7KBS 083. 8NRE 572. 7EQX 021. 8SAT 368. 8VXA 497. 8GER 965. 8KXR 363. 'Alright. License 8VDA 555. Can't see none of those. 7KXJ. I can't really see that one. License BF5UW08 paper. I can't see that one. 7G. I can't see that one. BEARZFN. They like to stalk in bathrooms. 8RKM 162. 7WGM 284. The same. BF67V68 paper. Stalker. 7NIH 429. Sex offender. 5935683. Sex offender. 8KLV 073. 8MMX 546 is a sex offender. Is here because they are a sex offender. License plate. 7MOG 251. That's exactly why they're here, because they're sex offenders and they're stalkers. And I'm particularly documenting and naming those who like to stalk in bathrooms. That's exactly what the people of the state are, and that's exactly what they are doing, what they continue to do. And that's what they did today. License, and that's a matter of documentation. 8FOV 432. License 8TBR789. 7NLY980, 8LQF390, 7YLZ484, 8AXP456, 5NXR, can't see the rest of that one. I can't see that one either. 8R, I can't see that one. All right, this demon is 7VKN675, monitoring with that demon that's creating audible activity. 8Y02967, the same. 8RZX295, 8WVU089, 8WAF114, 8BZL315, 6EBE260, 8VEK446, 8PDV176. 8DMG563, 6FTZ131, 8XNR277, 6YZR570, 8YTB581. Security paving over here, molesting as well, and stalking in bathrooms today, which is their ongoing pattern, a sexually violent pattern. And security paving is here because they are sex offenders and they're stalking. License plate 8WPB404, 8YJZ468, 95446R2. And can't see the rest of them. Eight MEC769. Some more demons. 8YJZ. I can't see that one. Let's see. 8. I can't see that one. I'll get that one. 7. 3 HME717, I think. Can't see that one. 8YCY012. 8 BMU576. 6SJC740. 8E62, I'll get that one in a second. 8XVX082, 8JGP262, 7WVR398, 7RVZ772, and this is ready, license plate BE6. Oh, looks like they got a different plate on the back. License 8. I can't see that one. 8NBM282. 8EKR267. 8MAU407. 8YZT404. 7HJB840, likes to stalk in bathrooms. 8YOW852, license plate 41759W2, license 7SNX366, 7UQJ056, 1191. I can't see that one. 8RDX017. I believe that was 111901 something, but you can scratch it. 5MPN325, 7KTP382, 7LMJ581, 7K, I can't see that one, 8XPV136, 8ALU297. All right, this sex offender is here, and that's exactly why they're here, why they have directed light on the ground in front of them. They're here being a stalker, and they're also stalking in bathrooms. All right, while my panties are down, engaged in surveillance. This demon-possessed stalker's license plate is 8XPV136, 8C22730, 8CRY115, 7GN. I can't see the rest of them. License 6W. I can't see that third character. 8. Yeah, I read that one correctly. And license plate 4APZ 4APZ670, 8CRY115, 4BUH357, 7GTH043, 31781Z1, 5C, I can't say that one, 41813X2, 6GTL389, Stater Brothers crossing path. And you already know that they're a sex offender. They're monitoring me inside of that grocery store, maintaining a directed light. I mean, even in the back of that, all kind of demonic activity captured at Stater Brothers. They're out here engaging in sexual violence and also are sex offenders stalking in bathrooms. They're crossing paths on the roads and the highways right now. It's currently 7:59 p.m. 8 MUC, I can't see that one. License 8KMD957, 5YUV335. 7PTZ626. 5KCR454. 7PTZ626, read that one. 513941, out of state. 8J, I can't see that one. I can't see that one either. 7ZBB560. 7LLV436, I believe. 5YUV335, 8KMD957. It's a demon, directed light appearing inexplicably on the wall behind them. 8GVP327 is a stalker and stalking in bathrooms. 8SOH672, license 4AMR594, license 7FWF604. 6WPM402. 6DXF741. 8ZKZ213. LOV2SEE. See. 7JRH. Can't really see that one. Erickson, the company, they're a sex offender. They're crossing paths. 7SOE246. 8SDA111. I'll remind you about this sex offender again. 6DXF741. License 7LMS927. 6GDZ143. 6YAT723. 7RNZ923, I believe. 8FWF668. It's currently 8:01 p.m. 8XIV596, 6JPR249, 7WOC276. The sex offender molesting 88251D1. I have, and let me be clear, molestation is the intent of a demon to touch. My shadow's in front of me while his headlights are touching me. That's a molestation. That's a sex offender, and that is a sex offender that is here to engage in that sexually violent touching while stalking with the government. 7GBU690, that is the whole point of being here. Understand that. They are indeed sex offenders. 77151R2, that's the whole reason. They're intentionally maintaining presence, making sure somebody is here, making sure they're touching with light. That's the whole reason why you're here. It's predatory. That mindset is predatory in and of itself. Okay, and in addition to being absolutely demented. All right, so you are a sex offender, and they also are the sex offenders that are stalking in the bathroom, as I continue to document. 76503N2. License 6DHY282. License 7PAG706. 7MTK281. CA12U59 paper. 7GKD 584, 4GSY 745, 29509G3, 7GDC 642, 8PJF 895, 8LSD, I can't see that one. License 8CSZ350. 6KGA307. Directed light move across a brick wall. That's impossible light activity. There's no car floating in the sky that's going to move any headlights, moving shadows. The vehicles that are driving on the road are not creating light activity on this brick wall where the exit is. These are demons, and they're stalking. And they're also sex offenders that like to touch with that light. 7KJC993. 8VZU733. And so is United Rentals. That's the only reason why they're here. That ongoing directed light is here for that purpose. Those are demons engaging in a malicious form, but that malice has been unveiled. You're seeing what are demons using commercial vehicles to engage in the exact same criminal conduct. License 06181E2. License plate. So let me be clear. United Rentals, security paving, engaging in specific acts of terrorism. They're demons stalking in the path with flashing light, just like the weirdos I document on the side of the streets around me. 6XSP236. It's not different because they're using logos. Their pockets shall be drained. They will be prosecuted for that. License plate 4VMU526. 8EXZ178. 8DMH973. Excuse me, 8DMH903. 22683X2 molesting. 03653C2 molesting, terrorizing with the entity that is surrounding the perimeter with light activity, molesting with directed light, and stalking in bathroom stalls in order to monitor as my panties are down. All right, and coming to this intersection, this freeway entrance to touch on my person. All right, license plate C 02735X1. 6SJF359. 7AFA898. 29490N2. 8RHY814. 8FJX156. 8WQL709. And it's currently 8:05 p.m. All right, the people of the state living on Caroline and Euclid. Caroline is a little side alley where Frontier Communications, the demons identifying with that company, were engaged in interstate stalking today, as I documented on the Fake Sun this morning. They are the people of the state living in relevant position there. This is where I'm at, where the impossible audible activity of train noise, like the train is sounding, like you could hear that by the freeway. That's where I'm at. That's speaking to the light activity also that I captured an image of. Security paving is being a demon, engaging in terrorism. While Metrolink, I'm not going to say Metrolink. It's coming from what's going to be. It's actually impossible. You can't hear Metrolink or Union Pacific, but you're talking about what's going to be attributed to Union Pacific based on the direction of the sound, even though it is impossible. It's literally impossible. But I'm technically in the city of Ontario, so that's how we'll divvy that up. The Union Pacific audible activity of sound of a train while I'm at Caroline Court. The people of the state of California living on that street, living in relevant position, not just that street, but I'm just speaking to that's the street where I'm at, where security paving, those demons, United Rentals, those demons, all the sex offenders I just identified by name, which again are merely a sample. I'm publishing the criminal conduct and identifying the demon-possessed population and naming names on my podcast while I prosecute the entity itself, the people of the state. Nobody that is sitting at home is escaping prosecution. It's literally the prosecution of a government that's using the people to engage in targeting. So like I said, that is terrorism that's attributed to what is Union Pacific, and that is speaking to the substance of what security paving United Rentals are doing. KIXFOZ. And so does the directed light floating on the brick wall where the freeway exit is, where no headlights are touching or moving shadows on that wall. 8SPV055. It's demonic activity. It's terrorism while United Rentals and security paving engage in that facilitation. License 5NUA316. And they're doing so in that impossible audible activity. They're doing so in that impossible light activity. And they are demons using commercial vehicles stalking in the path, just like these demons. 8VRK060. 8PMW343. 8AJG199, 8ZQD519, 8FJS637. And these minions are continuously engaging in that pattern of conduct while you're hearing that audible activity. They're monitoring to that. That's the purpose of impossible audible activity. Okay? Going to that extent, it's absolutely impossible. It's not enough that you've got the loud traffic from the freeway. Okay, you're talking about what is this, the creation of ongoing noise. You can't even hear a train. from this distance. It's absolutely ridiculous, and that's how you're understanding what are the demons that surround you. Okay, you're paying attention to detail. You're not just ignoring the fact that you hear something. You're paying attention to how is it even possible that you are hearing whatever it is that you're hearing. You cannot hear a train from this location, i.e. it's demonic. This is demonic. You're surrounded by the demon possessed. You're under surveillance. That's an indication. It's a hallmark. Amplified audible activity. Okay, so like I said, it's currently 8:10 p.m. This is P.O.C. I'm continuing to walk south down Euclid Avenue. This demon stopping with hazards in front of Bank of America at 735 South Euclid Avenue, 8NTX 397. She's parked where the drive-thru is. She's blocking the drive-thru area in order to maintain light. She's on surveillance cameras at the venue as well. This demon is standing at the ATM. She waits until I get close enough. She presses a few buttons and then walks toward her car. She's stalking at the venue. This is a Latina female driving a black Suburban. The hazard lights and the license plate is 8NTX 397. This is P.O.C. That's facilitation, and that's the act of terrorism by an entity that's stalking and using what is the venue of Bank of America, which is the documentation of that venue as well. The people of the state using your business to engage in this system on behalf of the government is the documentation of you and that minion that's at your place of business to engage in that criminal conduct. And this minion is blocking the drive-thru. For other minions that would get in the drive-thru, no, they're all monitored together. She's parked in front of the drive-thru with her hazards on. And then is standing in front of the ATM waiting for me to arrive, and then walks to her vehicle that has the hazard lights on and crosses path. That's massive facilitation. She's been loitering the entire time I've been walking on Euclid Avenue. All right, so I want to be clear. Blink Fitness, everyone inside of that plaza is monitoring. That's why you stalk in the path engaging that terrorism. They're monitoring together, 8SHN 641. It's currently 8:32 p.m. All right, license plate. 6CMK 906, 7TTR 699. And these sex offenders lined up to touch with light at G Street and Euclid Avenue. It's 8:34 p.m. License 81262P2, 7BOH 541, 8TGN 473, and I'll get the last one right here. Stuff. This is the handicap license plate, D004 handicap. All right, this last license plate over here, this sex offender, they're all here in order to touch. This is the conduct of the demon possessed. They're stalking together. 6LDA 780. And it's 8:34 p.m. El Pescador is monitoring while these demons are lining up at the intersection. The minions that live across the street from El Pescador are monitoring. 7ROY 296. I think it's called the Bungalows. They're monitoring. 8JFL 080, 6YGL 794, 8AAC 774. And what is that? Crab, crayfish, lobster. Disgusting. They're monitoring. They're adjacent to El Pescador. They're monitoring. That's the significance of a demon stalking the Bank of America drive-thru with hazard lights, stalking in the path. That's what that's about. 7MXK282, 8JFL 080. Read that one. Let me get this one. 8S89695. The engagement in the pattern of conduct is facilitation for the rest of the minions that are surrounding, monitoring together. License 7CJB 546, 8NUF 250, 8YQY 953, 8AKM 182. These are the same minions under the fake sun and directed light that I have heavily documented. Stalking where it is that I remain as I would sleep in my vehicle and the third party, Tracy Banks' vehicle, stalking with directed light inside of the car. All right, this is that same entity that's stalking in bathroom stalls, okay? That's what this third party is, and he's stalking at an intersection right now. He was stalking in the bathroom today. 4MZP 823, a sex offender at G Street and Euclid Avenue. That's the people of the state. It's currently 8:36 p.m. Monitoring with Union Pacific while impossible audible activity is amplified while I'm walking south on Euclid Avenue. That's what that demon is doing. That's the same entity stalking and terrorizing with that company. License 7BCH699, 5L26, 835, 5CCY222, 8 UIZ 787. I read that one already. Coming from Richardson Peterson Funeral Home, touching with directed light. License 6CZC131. And Pizza Hut on the opposite side where the bungalows are, where El Pescador is, group stalking. In a vehicle, not Pizza Hut, that's group stalking in relevant position at the business inside of the plaza where Blink Fitness is. They are monitoring as well. I'm speaking of a Pizza Hut logo on a vehicle. 6WWM996, I believe. It's 8:37 p.m. See, 8AGW011. This is a sex offender stalking in the private space today, stalking in the bathroom while my panties are down. 8JZH491. And molesting at the intersection while following me from the library. This is license plate 8XZE915. 7VQZ201. Directed light spanning across the vehicles in this parking lot while this demon is molesting. 6TDR220. That's a hairy-faced minion stalking in the parking lot. It's a white male. 47230K3. He's stalking in the path and molesting while directed light is fanning across the vehicles. BT00H16. That's a paper plate. Monitoring with these fat minions over here sitting in their vehicles. 7TCY850. They're aiming light and molesting while I'm at the intersection. All right, that's license plate 7TCY850. License 7DGR015. All of these minions sitting in their cars stalking. License 8GED298. While directed light is fanning across in this parking lot as I walk through it, and while they're molesting at the intersection, while that demon is group stalking at Bank of America, while I'm walking down the street and impossible audible activity of a train is heard, these demons are stalking in the path, monitoring. These are the same demons stalking in the bathroom while my panties are down. 3MQD083. License 8 UIZ 787. 8LZA 483. 8KTV 911, 6VBA 858, 71746J2. NHW 0561, that's Texas, 6RRG 052, 5L18034, 8XUZ 126, 6BYW 185, 8SHN 641, 50558G3. 8PVH240 molesting, 8UKL187, 5XFG580, 8JFU589, 8SNA625, 8ZRN384, 8FBN226 molesting. License 7NSZ873, 5XFG580, 8HJR358, 7VVC449, 7ZAF054, 67401B1, 8HUE027, 5YJF645, 8UKL187, read that one, 7ADU319, 8PZX225, 6SWW719, 8ZMM711, 6JMD930, 6XKH536, 8JZG293, 5YSA004, 8YJW765, 8JFA642, 6ZSZ021, RALSTON, 8TPY447, 7TGR624, 57937T2, license 7UFS372, 8GJA470, 3MQD083, 58826F3, license 6YMS458. And that's how pathetic the demon-possessed population are. 94942X2, that's how pathetic they are. But that's how disgusting they are, too. They're engaging in surveillance in the same way. I'm taking picture after picture of these demons that are sitting around in a parking lot in relevant position, waiting for me to walk by, loitering while I'm standing at the intersection reading license plates. Demons coming to the intersection because they want to touch. Demons flying over in airplanes because they are stalking the same crossing path. Demons waiting at venues such as the Bank of America, waiting to engage in what is crossing path while they're creating light activity. And you're talking about what are demons that are sitting around engaging. Everything that they're doing is sitting around me. That's entirely pathetic. It's also terrorism, while a demented population engages in that. This is Satan operating over a people. All of them, one after another. I'm taking pictures. They're sitting in their cars monitoring. Directed light, just like I showed you at 278 Euclid Avenue in Upland, California. Headlights are not fanning across the vehicles. Their headlights are not creating a light. That's exactly what's going on in the parking lot while these demons are sitting around monitoring. Stalking. It's pathetic. License plate 4Y14379. That's a demon. And that's exactly what they're doing. That's a light activity that's moving across the parking lot while they're sitting in their cars stalking. 7V01513. Absolutely pathetic. And let me be clear, this is exactly what the demon-possessed police department is doing. That's what they do. And that's terrorism while police officers are stalking you. Okay? Let me be clear. This is the ongoing indication of what the entity is doing on a constant basis. And this is the ongoing conduct by these same stalkers who are stalking in the bathroom while my panties are down, engaging in surveillance, listening and paying very close attention, stalking with audible activity, stalking in the path, pacing around like psychopaths while my panties are down and they're engaged in this ongoing surveillance. 79115C2. 6FGH93L. El Pescador is monitoring. Those are psychopaths that are doing nothing other than sitting in a restaurant, stalking and engaged in surveillance. It's not different. Ongoing surveillance. They're just sitting in a restaurant as opposed to these demons that are sitting in a parking lot, sitting in whatever venue where you're working. They're engaged in surveillance. The ongoing directed light, the ongoing light activity, the ongoing amplified audible activity is directly relevant to that. 8AUL180. Because you are a demon on a clock getting paid, delivering pizza, whatever it is that you call yourself doing, is in no way rebutting the ongoing environment that is present because the P.O.C. is underway. This is the demon-possessed population. 6PLL217, and they are pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic. I just went through the parking lot, just took picture after picture, just demons just sitting around in their cars stalking. 6LB2929, it is so pathetic. 8PQY808. Whew. Wee boy. License 8STC709. But I'm not just going to show you. These pathetic creatures are going to federal prison. Okay? They're going to federal prison. That's a level you need help with. I'll help you with that. I'm going to help you right on into federal prison. It's currently 8:44 p.m. This is P.O.C. Direct light across third-party facilitating venue. Starbucks. The minion sitting inside of that venue. She's representing the people of the state. She's not monitoring by herself. But she is sitting inside of 507 North Euclid Avenue. That's Starbucks, a third-party facilitating venue. Directed light flashing across that building. It's in the same way, just like I showed you, directed light. Their headlights are not fanning horizontally while they are driving straight adjacent to a building. You're talking about what is impossible light, and it's appearing for purposes of what is the demonic pattern? Touching surfaces with engineered light, surrounding with engineered light. And I captured a close-up image of that demon that's sitting inside of Starbucks monitoring with them. All right, this sex offender, license plate 7JY1117, touching while they're listening to me document. That's the grounds of what is federal prison, an impermissible threat. It is currently 8:47 p.m. It's P.O.C. License. Let's see. Oh, and that's the same Starbucks that's monitoring that engaged in criminal summoning, okay? They're also going, you're talking about what is federal prison. That was documented a long time ago. I have not forgotten. That's grounds of federal prison. You're understanding what criminal summoning is about. So it's about obstruction. It's about intimidation. It's about the people of the state going to federal prison for that. It's currently 8:47 p.m. All right, also monitoring while I'm being molested, and the state is hovering over the storefronts that I'm walking down on Euclid. V226Z0 07767T2. VKR875. Seven PVB074. Directed light moving, fanning across Gloria's Cochinas. They're monitoring. It's impossible light while they're driving on Euclid Avenue. And they are demons. That where that impossible light activity, impossible audible activity, okay? Impossible conduct with what is not possibly the set, right? It's demonic. GEA2ARA is monitoring. License BF17S39 paper plate. They're monitoring. 8KCA826 monitoring. 8KEP, I'm sorry, 8XEP730. 8FZJ543. These are demons stalking at the intersection while direct light is fanning across glorious cochinas. License 8UMU569. That was my bag. 6ZBN842. 8LSR034. It's currently 8:49 p.m. Omnitrans crossing path on Hope Boulevard at 8:51 p.m. It's 61. It's Route 61 and it's going westbound on Hope Boulevard. Group stalking at Wells Fargo and group stalking on the opposite side of Wells Fargo in the parking lot where the McCarthy structure site is. That's a demon sitting in the middle of the street aiming lights in this direction, and you have another demon that pulls up to the Wells Fargo in front. They're monitoring together. That's surrounding with light conduct. Going to engage in what's a business with the venue is nothing other than presence. This demon with the paper plate, BTOOH16 is a paper plate. All he does is walk to the 18, walks back to his car. He's monitoring with this demon. He's also molesting, and this demon is molesting as well, surrounding the perimeter with light. This is demonic. 8NXN766 is that other demon that's sitting in the middle of the street. She drives up to the driveway. Excuse me, the intersection, now at the red light. Okay, this demon again with the with the paper plate, BT00H16, he paces. He walks to the 18 and walks back to his car. He's doing so in direct light, and he's present to touch with light. He is stalking, monitoring, molesting, and you see him in operation of his communication device. 8SND217 is molesting as well. This is Wells Fargo. It is currently 8:52 p.m. Wells Fargo at 240 North Euclid Avenue. That is a documentation of the entity engaging in what is the criminal activity that is documenting Wells Fargo as well. The people of the state using venues such as public establishments, those establishments shall be prosecuted and documented. Like I said, they're not innocent. You're talking about the fake sun that's over the Wells Fargo. Those are demons. They're monitoring. But I'm breaking down the system in the way in which you are documenting. And if you do not want to be prosecuted and identified in other ways, you want to stop engaging in because you're going to be prosecuted, period, then I suggest you deal with that. License 8ZTH613, but you're going to be documented. You are engaging in the pattern of conduct Wells Fargo while they are on your surveillance cameras on your grounds. You are facilitating venue, and you're also monitoring during the day. Anyway, it's currently 8:53 p.m. License 8THE422. I have ample documentation of the state stalking by helicopter over me at Wells Fargo, the fake sun over me at Wells Fargo, molestation and terrorism via directed light at Wells Fargo. It is currently 8:53 p.m. All right, group stalking 8JPR429. I'm at B Street and Euclid Avenue. Already at Holt and Euclid Avenue. Molestation. The demons maintaining presence at this intersection. Stalking as one. Molesting as one. And that's exactly how it's going to be prosecuted. The entity is engaging in monitoring, and you're engaging in what is a perpetual sex offense. And what is in the minds of those that are understanding this prosecution, this is a demonic group orgy, if you will. They're all touching together. 8WGL599, including 1503481. Those are the demons of the Ontario Police Department. Okay, have no legal authority to engage ever in what is kidnapping. While they're engaged in federal stalking, that's what that is. You're operating outside of the law, but then operating as though you have legal authority. That's a kidnapping. That kidnapper engaging in what is a molestation. All right, while they're also monitoring the documentation. You're talking about what is an impermissible threat. They're understanding what are the grounds for ongoing federal prison. These sex offenders monitoring with OPD 6UHK359, 8VWX 6. I can't see the rest of them. 8CLZ0. I can't see the rest of that license plate. But this is the ongoing demonic orgy. And while I'm speaking of that, you have what are the criminals that are the Ontario Police Department partaking in that sexual violence. Okay, which is what they're always doing. I'm showing you the light activity that remains. That light activity is ongoing. All right, so it is currently 8:57 p.m. get these demons of the Ontario Police Department. License 1496972, license 8RXR770, that's a third party, monitoring, threatening with OPD, 8KHF726. OPD is going to federal prison. The people of the state understand, as the way the entity threatens with helicopter, threatens with the entity via law enforcement, they're acting as one right now, okay? The people of the state are going to be prosecuted for that. Just like when you're in your house and I'm documenting your address, you're going to suffer the penalty with the entity, 59654J1. Okay, and let me tell you something, nobody's going to want to be 50 feet near OPD when that goes down. License 8RXR770, license 8NXF567, 8NXF567. All right, capturing the state flying over the 150 East Holt where OPD, again, vehicle 1846 is in traffic with the third parties whose license plates I'm reciting. This is all manner of an impermissible threat while the people are stalking. This one with a Texas license plate, NXF5829, license 57361F3, 8SNA604, license J140VO, I believe. License plate 7HQD476. That's the entity engaging in what is the absence of anything other than what they know to do, which is detrimental to itself. This is the same sex offender that was monitoring while my panties are down, engaging in what is an ongoing demonic orgy, touching me altogether with directed light while they are monitoring with communication devices, and then also intentionally communicating a threat while monitoring with the kidnappers and the violent sex offenders and thieves that are the Ontario Police. This is the intent of the entity. All right, license plate 7ZFK484, 7HAX664. And let me be clear, I'm identifying the kidnappers that are the Ontario Police. The people of the state are kidnappers. Understand that. Kidnapping is underway pursuant to what's criminal summoning by an entity that's monitoring together, by the waging of what are false allegations, by an entity that is monitoring together. Okay, the entity does not do it and cannot do it without the people of the state. I want to be clear. And so you're talking about what is threatening together, molesting together, stalking together. All right, engaging in trying to obstruct justice together. 7GGP624. 8B63563, I believe. I can't really see that whole plate though. But anyway, I captured all that together. The entity flying over 150 East Holt. The entity stalking via law enforcement. These are hallmarks. The ongoing directed light. I just showed you that. This is that light activity remains. The shadows on the sidewalk, the shadow at a distance on the brick wall, while the demons of OPD are crossing path. That's speaking to the demon possessed population that is also in the position of law enforcement. Demons in positions that they have no business in, and they shall be snatched out of them. This is what we're doing right now. 8HHZ013, license 4HAJ029, 8JSV923, 7GX, I can't see that one. I mean, it's currently 9 p.m. on the dot. License, I can't really see that one. So you're understanding, again, the nature of group conduct. The entity that is engaging in stalking me in the bathroom, monitoring me and stalking while my panties are down, okay? While my genitalia is exposed, while I'm engaged in private activity, a matter of public information amongst the demon-possessed population engaged in surveillance. This same entity is also engaging in what is trying to threaten and intimidate. That's the significance of the presence of OPD participating in this demonic orgy with directed light, stalking, with aircrafts as well, okay? That's the significance of that. That sex offender then engages in what is ongoing stalking and threatening conduct. All right, that is, you're talking about what is federal prison, okay? License plate, this third party, 8YEH090, 8JRR765, 8ZAM058, 8CVM605, license 5YCV790, 8ZFY000, 6NXM037. All of them stalking in what is directed light. You have the street poles that have multiple shadows. Their shadows are going in opposite directions, and you have a dynamic directed light that's moving across the brick wall behind me. Impossible light activity. These are demons, including the Ontario Police Department, who are telling the world about their own condition. I mean, I blew the whistle, but you're talking about they're telling their own secrets. License 7EKZ728, 7EKZ 286. But that is necessary, and it's appropriate. Okay, so you're talking about what is disbanding such infected and plagued law enforcement departments who are also, just drowning in criminal activity. It's disgusting. It's despicable. All right. Not only are they just blatant criminals, they are demon possessed. They are, in other words, unfit. Okay, in every regard. All right, so I want to, it's 9:03 p.m. You're talking about what is a demented mind state, something that no aptitude test, something that no academy is going to assess. I'm letting you know what their issue is, and it's not physical, okay? It's demonic. License plate 1234524. 8RZC762. Omnitrans is crossing paths with the same directed light, molesting in the same way, threatening as the same entity. Okay, it's currently 9:03 p.m. Omnitrans engaging in what is loitering. Sitting at a bus stop is engaging in what is surveillance light activity creation. Just like United Rentals and directed light, it's the P.O.C. You're not engaging in anything that is legitimate with regard to a business. 7JZK596. 61204K3. And that's facilitation. That's what that is. It is currently 9:04 p.m. SSH 640. 8UCM 106. 8LDC 161. 7R, I can't really see that one. 78RL087. Those are demons stalking with audible activity on motorcycles. It's so funny. Taking an image of what is the entity stalking with the third parties who are approaching in vehicles. The entity is approaching with the airplane. 8RZL810, 8BSA898, 7RIV321, 7BTW785. Omnitrans is loitering, creating light activity. That is again bus number 1218. All right, showing you what's the impossible light activity as well. That's the people of the state creating audible activity. And that's the entity flying over by aircraft, all right? Commercial airline plane, that's the people of the state, just like you saw Southwest Airlines doing this morning. That's terrorism, and that's a demon flying a commercial airline plane. 7VWC137, I believe. 7GJL668. All of those demons are monitoring together. Let me be clear, Ontario Police is still stalking. They just engage in what is visibly crossing path in order to intentionally pose a terrorizing threat. All right, that's the demons that are monitoring your documentation and then cross path in your face. All right, and doing so to their own detriment. Okay, it's documented, and you're a demon doing so. You keep demonstrating and telling the world that you serve Satan, and you're doing so in a law enforcement office a uniform, which is speaking to the way the necessity of your being snatched out of that position while you're stalking. State or brothers crossing path. Doing so intentionally, communicating a threat, communicating hostility. This third party, let me get these license plates. License plate. Oh, none whatsoever. That's hilarious. Oh, come on. 8SJX157 8UTL076. This demon has no license plate on the front or back of this vehicle. Let me take a picture. These minions know they're being documented. Okay, it's currently 9:08 p.m. That's an African-American female driving a red truck with nothing on the front, nothing on the back while she's coming around to engage in stalking. All right, it is currently 9:08 p.m. I'm at Holt in Euclid, where the entity is hovering, patrolling repeatedly in airplanes. 8 VEP 370, 8 HXL 623, and doing so in directed light, which I also took a picture of, but I just captured video less than 48 hours ago, I recall. If I recollect correctly, of Ontario PD group stalking. It's the same exact light activity. This is the tactic engaged in the same way that the state places the fake sun over the 280 North Limit Apartments when I'm at the Ovid Family Community Library. When I stand at this intersection, that's the tactic of directed light across that brick wall, where you see shadows moving. You see the shadow of my person, which is like 25 steps away. That's very far away. And in addition to what are my shadow that surrounds on the ground. All right. It is currently, by the way, 9:09 p.m. and Omnitrans is monitoring and threatening with all of the above, all of these same surrounding circumstances. Omnitrans is a part of that, and also Omnitrans directly engaged in one is kidnapping. That is monitoring me while while an ongoing kidnapping by entity is underway. That company is engaging in what is the pattern of conduct right now. All right, which is also relevant. That is directly relevant. It is currently 9:09 p.m. Suppose you drive license 74435Z2, US.2481658. Molesting with directed light 03405K3. Um, 5ZQS101. All right, this is a demon. I have 3 shadows in front of me while they are coming to the intersection to engage in federal stalking with the entity, doing so with the minor boy in the front seat, 7SUS 367. That's a demon, okay, in the possession of a minor child, engaging in what is criminal conduct with the government. Criminal conduct that's also sexually violent. Understand what she's doing to another while she's in possession of a child and bringing that child to engage in that conduct, which is a threat to that kid as well. All right, it is currently 9:10 p.m. License 55036M1 6YZB776. Omnitrans just now pulling off. It's 9:10 p.m. engaged in prolonged loitering. That's surveillance conduct. Creating light activity while doing so. It is facilitation, the same. It's not different because they use a company brand. License plate 6SMB 681. And again, that Omnitrans was the northbound on Euclid Avenue, Route 83/87 that runs north and south. This one was running northbound, loitering at the bus stop at Euclid and Holt, which is formed for what is light activity, stalking in the path with light activity. It's 9:11 p.m. This sex offender, license plate. Oh, this is the same one with no license plate on the vehicle at all.
Just behind my car like that.
What?
Why would you just behind my car like that?
Behind your car?
Yeah, why would
You were in the street and there's more than one car in the street, but do you have a license plate?
Does it matter?
Does it? Does it matter? So why, obviously I'm important. You just made a U-turn. That was like 7 minutes ago. You don't have nothing else to do?
No, we went 7 minutes.
Yes, it was. It was 7 minutes ago. Go about your business. That's what's wrong with you. You need to get a license plate so I can document you. This is harassment by this minion with no license plate, driving a red F-150, Ford F-150. There's more than one car in the street, by the way. She said, why am I behind your car? There was another car. I was in front of their car, too. All right, I'm just documenting, first of all, and this is an entity that's speaking to what is hostility to that. 6VJL344, while she has no license plate on her car. Okay? It is currently 9:12 p.m. 8ZHH826 that does have a license plate is harassing with that minion that's engaging in activity creation while doing so, by the way. That's what that's about. 7ZVE599. SZNVALE, I believe. 32806V2, 8XOJ680, 8AQG897, license 8VYN473. Understand what that was about. That, first of all, she doesn't have a license plate to engage in what is evading documentation. So this minion that doesn't have a license plate comes and engages in what is harassment while she is here to engage in the P.O.C. in the first place. That's why she doesn't have a license plate. So that particular one comes and engages in, why did it matter? I didn't even get your license plate. That's why you're over here trying to hide your identity. Like I said, every single last one of them, including the Ontario Police Department and Union Pacific, engaging in terrorism, audible activity creation, are engaging in harassment while you hear that audible activity. License 30009R1, that's airport mobile towing. All right, P.O.C. airport mobile towing, engaging in harassment with that very ghetto African-American female driving that red F-150 with no license plates, hiding and evading nothing, absolutely nothing. License plate 8EVT008. That's audible activity attributed to that demon, and 7KJZ391 attributed to that demon. License 6MTA656 attributed to that demon as well. License 8RFU097, 7XLE321, 7TGG709. License 6YXB602. Stalking in the bathroom, monitoring while my panties are down, engaging in harassment together, molesting together, engaging in terrorism and stalking together. All right, that's what the entity is engaging in. That one driving around. You're talking about what is an idiot? They're individualizing the P.O.C. when you're driving without a license plate. I'm documenting an entity. There is one tries to speed away. Guess what? One that's across the street with their hazard lights, like they're avoiding the entire entity is going to pay for it together. And guess also, you're talking about what is documentation of the state. I have not even spoken of what is necessary to the matter of justice. When you're talking about everything that you're learning about while I'm documenting, it's relevant to the ways in which California is going to be prosecuted. You can hide your license plate all you want. You think I'm not going to be able to find, the law's not going to be able to find you? I don't know. Anyway, like I said, they're speaking as one, and that's audible activity that's documented. And this demon that's also touching 6NLJ302 is prosecuted for that audible activity. The entity is avoiding absolutely nothing. All right, bringing one up without a license plate, speaking on behalf of the entity, including the demons that are the Ontario Police Department, which again, this entity is threatening in concert with that demon-possessed agency. Understand, license 87730Y2 is the same demon-possessed entity. All right, this one very well might have been the demon stalking in the bathroom today in order to maintain presence in that private space because they're stalking to that level. That's the sex offender. It's currently 9:16 p.m. 8VFZ610. She want to come back around but not have a license plate. Come back when you got a license plate. Come back when you got a license plate. License 98734G3. For WXG988. Directed light moving across 3-star janitorial while this demon is driving west on Hope Boulevard. Oh, I can't see the license plate. It's goofy looking demons, boy. It's currently 9:16 p.m. All right, you have ongoing panels of light just moving up and down on this brick wall. It's the same thing you saw on the white vehicle last night at the venue that is Identifying the people of the state at 278 Euclid Avenue. That was panels of light swiping across that vehicle, having nothing to do with the headlights that were pointed forward on Euclid Avenue, not pointing diagonally on that car. These are demons that surround. These are demons that are stalking. Speaking on behalf of an entity is license 8MPG300, a demon. License 7CGZ796. I laugh because it's pathetic, not because it's funny. It's very pathetic. Very, very pathetic. Think about this, because this is the reality of what they're doing. They are maintaining presence at an intersection, meaning one vehicle after another, because they are stalking me. All right, and then you're hiding a license plate, and then you're coming back on the surface acting like you're gangster, but you're not. That's why you don't have a license plate on your car. License plate. 5TIM784, 7RMZ811, 2X90372. 6TMF964, 8YTB581. License, let's see. License plate molesting is 6UKW952. I'm sorry, 7UKW952. See, license 721-2DZ2, I believe. It's 9:19 p.m. 8DPF260. 8WSC679. I think I read this one. 8DFF260, yeah. In case I didn't, there you go. I read that one already. 8EZR623. That's a demon. Directed light just fans in a circular motion, like around the on the asphalt as they drive by. That's engineered light. License 7YIS280 and the demons of OPD 81586Z2 8UFD332 in the same directed light, speaking as an entity with no license plate on, talking about, why are you standing behind my vehicle like she owns the street? License 8DFF260. These demons are pathetic, man. Pathetic. And you need to know that about the demon-possessed population. All right, they didn't want you to know that they're here. Oh, they're here. Satan is here. Okay? Satan's not some far-off creature in scary books and scary movies, only present in what are extreme circumstances. No, these are the demons, the demon-possessed that I am revealing to you. Be clear. I'm making it very clear. Satan is here, very close. Okay? All around. License. License PW. I can't see that one. That was Texas, though. Can't see that one either. Omnitrans Route 61 loitering at the Lemon and Holt Boulevard intersection. That's a demon on a bus stalking, literally. I've documented that. I've documented them so heavily. Okay, all they're doing is stalking, and they're using a business to engage in state surveillance. 8SRV631, and that's pathetic. That is pathetic. It's 6:21 p.m. 7YEG923, I believe. 8LGT011. 5UGZ871. 6M. I can't see that one. License 8SRV631. And this is Route 61 that's turning onto Euclid Avenue to cross path. License plate 1545797, bus 2341 going northbound on Euclid Avenue. on traffic cameras and on their own surveillance cameras. You will see me at the corner as well. Route 61 doesn't go that direction. The Omnitrans engages in a lot. Those demons, they don't have a lot of self-control. They react a lot to as I document them. Anyway, it's currently 9:22 p.m. And by reaction, I mean they're crossing path and doing so by crossing path in front of me right here where I'm standing at the intersection. It is relevant to what is the monitoring content. Just want to be clear on that. Anyway, it's currently 9:23 p.m. Ontario PD driving west onto Hope Boulevard from Euclid Avenue. It is currently 9:23 p.m. That is stalking by law enforcement. 6GAL 555, 7KSC 878. License plate 8YUJ913, 6M65215. Stalking in a bathroom, okay? In the women's restroom. This minion is a demon-possessed stalker of the same demonic entity engaging in surveillance in the private space, and this is a sex offender that's also terrorizing and threatening with the demons of the Ontario Police Department. Okay, monitoring with communication devices and representing the people of the state in doing so. I want to be clear, it's the same entity. 6GAL 555, like I stated, 7KSC 878. Yeah, I read that one. Yeah. License 8SH. I can't see that one. You can scratch that one. Alrighty, this sex offender stalking in a bathroom, molesting, 877WP, communication device in hand. That's a handicap license plate. License 8SSU 452, stalking in a bathroom. And so are the Ontario Police Department. Let me be clear, the same entity. I'm just in a different city. The same entity monitoring on behalf of the state of California. That's why the fake sun is over me in directed light. That's why directed light is present still. It's the same exact entity. License 8YAW803. BXM6512. That's Washington. In the state of California, engaging in what is federal stalking. License plate 4002OV2, stalking in a bathroom, a violent sex offender and a demon-possessed one, molesting and monitoring with the Ontario police, who are obsessed, okay? They're just pacing all around in directed light, driving in every direction, turning around every corner. That's all they're doing, stalking. OPD, license plate 1559877, driving a white pickup truck. License 86212P2, 8BQV464, N244KO, 7GXM569, 5ZEN142. And that pickup truck, I took an image of it. They're driving northbound on Euclid Avenue, crossing path. It is currently 9:26 p.m. OPD is just Turkey 8YAW803. OPD is taking turns. They're demons. They're pacing all around together. Okay, just going in opposite directions. With regard to understanding demonic activity, they're doing this in engineer light. They're demons that are just pacing back and forth. They are monitoring with the people of the state who are with them with communication devices, maintaining presence, monitoring together. But I want to be clear, what is the demonic activity that the Ontario Police Department, this is relevant to the demon-possessed population that work as police officers. Okay, this is a demented group, and they are pacing around in directed light, driving vehicles, identifying themselves as police officers, and they are stalking together, driving up and down the street, turning around all the corners. They're pacing all around. They're circulating all around me. That's what they're doing. All right. And while they do that, they are also monitoring the documentation. In other words, these demons are listening to everything that I'm saying while they do that. Okay. It is currently 9:27. That's relevant to the stalker. That's relevant to the psychopath. That's relevant to that sex offender that they are. Okay. With a history, a documented history of engaging in kidnapping. It is currently 9:27 p.m. And that's the reality. This is Satan that is operating, puppets of Satan that are the Ontario Police Department. That's the reality. That's what it is. So I'm not going to mince words with that. That's what they're doing, and that's what their condition is. That's exactly what's wrong with them, and that's what they've done. Okay? I don't have to fabricate anything. 8UJK330. And that's what comes with being a puppet of Satan. Okay? So speaking the truth about you and hearing the truth about you, and being prosecuted on what you have done. You did it. Okay? It's currently 9:28 p.m. 8FDC217, 7VEA, 761, 64493K3, 8EYA833, and all of the people of the state are monitoring with this entity. This is the government facilitating. The Ontario Police represent the government. They're facilitating criminal conduct with the people of the state. They're unfit. They're demon-possessed, engaging in stalking, engaged in interstate stalking. They're unfit. All right? They're monitoring the documentation of an American citizen who knows that they are subject to monitoring. They're unfit. All right? It is license plate 5T22347. License. Oh, I can't really see that one. And it doesn't get any better than what is capturing Satan itself, hovering over the Ontario Police Department. Oh, yes, I have it. Yes, I do. I have it. Okay? Satan owns that. License 8EPU011. Red Rock Trailer. They're monitoring. It is currently 9:29 p.m. That's Union Pacific. Let me be clear with regard to the very present criminal conduct and the very present engagement in the pattern of conduct with regard to the use of a train activity that would be attributed to the company of Union Pacific. They are threatening with the Ontario Police Department while it is a means of facilitating monitoring with communication devices. 8YAW803. 6ZSN890, 7AMU168, 5DWA739. And they do so while they're listening. 7UZX012. That's impossible audible activity. It's amplification, directed light across the brick wall, multiple shadows on the ground. That is Union Pacific. That is engaging in what is a satanic targeting system, and they are threatening with the same government. All right, it is currently 9:30 p.m. And that, by the way, is train activity that was sounding while I am still in the city of technically Upland. Okay, while I'm at the freeway entrance at Caroline, like I documented earlier. All right, that company is to be prosecuted. Understand that's terrorism. It's absolutely demonic. It's terrorism while you are engaging in that, and you are understanding what the entity is doing with that sort of conduct on an ongoing basis, using it as it's also harassment while the entity does that. And then the psychopath is monitoring your documentation as you are accumulating that evidence. That's what Satan does. Okay, that's the conduct of the demon possessed. License BF06X50. That's paper. Metro 102 engaging in the pattern of conduct, aiming light in this direction, sitting in that parking lot. That's a demon that's doing that. That's an absolute psychopath. Okay. License 8YOK868. And Metro 102 is an entire apartment community. Every single last one of them are monitoring. Okay. NLA 620. I've also established that when the entity is flying over me by helicopter. Okay, so you're talking about what is already established, but I'm speaking to facilitation. You're facilitating the entirety of an entity, including that Metro 102 apartment complex. Every single last one. That's the people of the state, and they will be prosecuted. You're facilitating because the ongoing P.O.C. is underway. All right, they're engaging in what is conduct that is heavily documented. Very peculiar conduct that the people share. 8URG102. License 6RYT309, 7TTE937, and they're doing it in a specific environment as well. All right, floating light on the walls, directed light, shapes of the vehicles. There ain't no headlights that are touching, that first of all, there's no headlights that are touching the wall. Second of all, the shape of the vehicles that are in traffic, not only are there vehicles that are going on Euclid Avenue and Hope Boulevard are not aligned, there's no point where their headlights are going to touch their car. And then third of all, that light activity is not going to create the shape of a vehicle on that brick wall. I mean, it's absolutely asinine. 7YNK056 is studying his communication device while he's molesting with directed light, turning the corner. Okay, he's a stalker. And the objective is to maintain ongoing presence while they study their phones. They're monitoring. All right, and it's absolutely demonic. That's why I point that out, because they all do the same thing. They're all studying their phones while they're stalking in the path. They're studying their phones while they're aiming their headlights, for example, onto a wall, like a freak weirdo. All right. They're studying their phones while they're standing around me, and directed light is flying all over the place. All right. License. I can't really see that one. Southwest Airlines is hovering over 150 East Holt. Just like you saw this morning, it's the same entity that's hovering over 150 East Holt. So I want to be clear, whether you see the company logo or not, the entity is flying over 150 East Holt Boulevard, and Southwest Airlines represents the people of the state using such companies to engage in that act of terrorism and facilitation. It is currently 9:34 p.m. Monitoring with the entity that's flying over by commercial airline plane 8JGE441 and threatening with law enforcement 3WOE085, and molesting is 38363K2, coming to this intersection to touch. That's why they're there. Okay, the same one stalking in a bathroom while my panties are down. Alrighty, it is currently 9:34 p.m. That's a demon. 38363K2. Okay, that's amplified audible activity. It's 9:34 p.m. This is P.O.C. That's attributed to Union Pacific. It's just going back and forth in the same way that the people, they're just going back and forth, in the same way that the Ontario Police Department, they're just going back and forth. And doing so by aircraft as well, back and forth. That's what demons do, they pace. It's entirely demented, okay? License 15893Z2. This is P.O.C. It is 9:35 p.m. It is license 6KXH053. 8WRM623. By the way, Metro 102 is not the only community. I'm just speaking to that demon that's using that parking lot as a presence for what is aiming light in this direction, in my direction. But like I said, Ontario Town Square Townhomes, they're monitoring as well. They're in relevant position. The 280 North Lemon Apartments, those old bags of bones that live there, where the state keeps the fake sun all day long, they didn't burn up, huh? Isn't that interesting? Those old bags of bones are monitoring. Minions under the fake sun. They did not disintegrate and dissolve, though. As old as they are, serving Satan, being demons, they're monitoring that. Well, I'm joking. I'm not joking about them being minions. I'm just saying they are old bag of bones. I don't have any respect for the demon possessed. I don't. They're disgusting. All right, and they're talking about thinking that they're going to exist to the ignorance of everyone else. Oh, no. I'm gonna make sure everybody knows, and then I'm gonna show you how to prosecute them. It is currently, by the way, 7RMY663. It's currently 9:37 p.m. and the demon possessed at 280 North Lemon Apartments are monitoring as well. Okay, that's what amplified audible activity is about. That's what this ongoing molestation at Holt and Euclid is about. 7RFG 905, 7DZV377, 5JBU575, 7NKA 153. It is about the fact that this is a demented entity. All right, that conduct in and of itself is entirely demented, okay? But this is about facilitation. That's what I mean by that's what this directed light is about. Engaging the pattern of conduct is the enabling of everyone else in relevant position to monitor as well. And that is why it is so serious with regard to the penalties engaging in facilitation. Engaging in being a group stalker, and you are also facilitating it, and it's conduct by a government that's threatening your life. So that's that is speaking to that the weight of such federal charges. Anyway, it's currently 9:38 p.m. Uh, 4PTY 624. Seven NJN 484, 7TNJ 296. 67135N2, 8NA 1017. Um, 8SSA 159, 8GAR 148, 4CGD 807, 5J VN 678, 7DNS 297, M485CO 30414J1, 5UVE 204, uh, 8CNC 765, CB 678B3. That's a paper plate. 8FDB 199. SMPL YFF 8BRH 553, XP9 3653, 7MXS 542, 8TSD 896, 8ZLP 425, 7BLX, I can't see that one, 7PXF 250, ARCO crossing path, license 4R 6G 267, I believe. License plate, I don't see no license plate on that one. Again, that was ARCO, a large truck, all right, crossing path. And they're switching sides with regard to heavy traffic based on where I'm standing, trying to avoid being documented. 8EMJ 152. It's pathetic. 8TNY 797. 7YDK 762. It is so pathetic. License plate 8KNZ 147. 6YYH 902. 6VVW 196. 8XBY 345. I'm sorry, 26633 26633Z1. BE09B18, I believe that's a paper plate. 6LVA 415. 7ZND008, 6RZR669, 7ZJE501, 7PWT796, 6EGW052, 7TDN653. License 8RR. What I tell you, the louder they are, the more pathetic, the weaker they're. 8WRZ413, excuse me. 6RZR669. The louder they are, the more scared they are, actually. 7PW2949. 8CGN093. 7VVG125. 62551S1. License, and that's amplification. License 7AZT929. That's a demon. That's amplification. I mean, you already know that that's a demon, but I'm just speaking to that's an ongoing indication that's a demon. It is currently 9:46 p.m. 8Z. I can't see that one. 31403G3, 7AGW264, 8MCV224, 1627719, vehicle 1048, that's OPD, demons, 8TXN624, 7JBL740, 6AWT284, 7SLM880, 8XUO578, 7AZT929, 8CFM736, 6XAD166, JB Hunt. Look at the license of JB Hunt. License EG773, that's handicap, and the license of JB Hunt. Monitoring, stalking, terrorizing, stalking in a bathroom. That's what this company is engaged in. Monitoring, terrorizing with law enforcement and with the state that's stalking by aircraft. This Indiana license plate on JB Hunt is license 2723644. And I'm speaking to that because I'm reminding you about all that the entity is engaging in, and that includes the company JB Hunt, who has a demon driving that company vehicle, engaging in interstate stalking on behalf of the government. And that's exactly what that entity is engaging in. It is currently... Yeah, I read all those. It is currently 9:48 p.m. The back license plate of JB Hunt is PA 62839, Indiana. License 7RKJ469, 7XYW331, 8EBG726, 7DFV006, 7KCJ596. 5EWS136, 8HNV135, Bill and Wags crossing path. License 7KJP997. License 8UFY369, 5HPU690, 8RCG 207, 6NJL340, FedEx crossing path 8GEX896, see. All right, license 7CSS869. And the license plate of FedEx is 2961672. License plate 7EMS932. Seven CSS 869, 8 BRW 235. In case I didn't read those. 7GGF129, 8XNC765, 8ZIT037,
70MS932, 7Y15832, 63094E2, 6GHG550. Five HLT040, 8VFE371, 8SSN767, 8YCY637, STITLN, 5KBG909, five HKN571, 48819D2. 05506N2, 48819D2, 8NLG374. Vernon Transport Company, 4LR4747, 7VSB557. SPERRON, 6SCB710. It's 9:52 p.m. $8SMH941, XP38704. That's Diamond Auto Transport. 6YUG082. United Rentals Crossing Path 9517721, I believe. 6PQT623. 3XW. I can't see that one. 6WJF860. 8SMG874. BF 90N63, I believe. 8UTZ816. 8NRE572. 8NRE572, yeah. And that's the state flying by helicopter. All right. And they are the stalkers that they're being documented as. And like I said, there is no confusion. There's no exception to that. And that is indeed the ongoing threat by Ontario PD. And they're going to be prosecuted for it. Simple as that. That's speaking to necessary legislation, and the government's going to federal prison for what it engages in, stalking, terrorizing by helicopter. The people of the state to be prosecuted as well. This is Arizona 3AH6420, 8VZD728. It's 9:55 p.m. That is a demon with the Arizona license plate engaging in what is audible activity creation while you're being molested. Understand the significance of that. While they're listening to themselves being documented. Oh, Satan's so audacious right now, but wait till you get that prosecution laid down. 6WSY002, 6UOH481, license 84305. I can't really see that one. 8RLP905. And it's currently 9:56 p.m. And like I stated, what the entity is doing, stalking by helicopter, that's what the entity what the entity is doing via commercial airline planes. It is aircrafts in general. Okay, you are understanding the state is readily identifiable by the use of a helicopter. All right, that's the government. The government is using commercial airline planes. That's the people of the state. 8 EWF 680, I believe. And it is the same exact entity, and it is the same exact stalking conduct. So that is the entity that is hovering over 150 East Halt and commercial airline planes. And again, only doing it here because this is where I'm standing. 8RFV281. This is not ongoing, separate and distinct, having nothing to do. No. They're stalking in airplanes. That's what's so, spectacular about the documentation. This entity engaging in that method of stalking, going to that extent, and this is what is at the demonic conduct. It is currently 9:57 p.m. Eight NQB 006, 6WXF 041, 7KAS 096. Five NWR 760. 8 NQB 006. And I read that one, 7KAS 096. It's 9:59 p.m. Eight GCV 921, 7ELH 047, P271GO, 4C 844. I can't really see that one. The entity flying in a circle by helicopter. That's demonic, and it's also terrorism. It's audible activity. The entity is group stalking via helicopter, crossing path the same way that these demons are, as I'm reading their license plates. License 8, I can't really see that one. It's 10 p.m. License 8SEC639, and this minion is monitoring while I'm taking pictures of the state stalking by helicopter. This is license 4873. Let me get the back up. Sorry. License 48724D1 at the stoplight, which is called stalking in the path. At the stoplight, because this is where I'm standing. All right, but I want to be clear, at the stoplight, which the entity is using as a means of ongoing maintenance of presence. All right, meaning that the moment that they're turning red and green. Okay, this is the ongoing P.O.C. And this is every detail relevant to that ongoing P.O.C. And the entity is flying around the intersection, and you have what is maintenance of presence. Again, that's 48274D1, 8WJW899. BU56V29 paper plate. And this is that ongoing system of surveillance. And this system of surveillance, this entity was stalking in a bathroom. This is the sex offender that is the state of California. Night Swift Transportation Holdings, or Swift Night Transportation Holdings Incorporated, crossing path. Monitoring with the entity that's stalking by a helicopter right now. It is currently 10:01 p.m. I can't really see that one. Eight RVE 711, I believe, or 8 RVE 131, 6 PSV 917, 8 DET 937, 31534Y2, 8 HAN 804. Seven TFR 522. It's 10:03 p.m. This one has New York plates, HZY 5365, 6 LOE 616, 7 ZIE 795, 8 NMK 332, 98141X1, 8 CEK 473, 6 PHA 422. 7 TSU 923, 6 RIF 551. It's called audible activity by demons that are named and identified. They're going to be prosecuted, and they're also very scared. They're very frightened as I'm documenting them. That's the conduct of the demon possessed, though. 6 LEP 499, 5 JNX. I can't see that one. License 7 ZKS 737. And this is the same entity. You're understanding the intention behind that activity creation while the entity is stalking by helicopter. So you're paying attention. It's not just random noise. You're listening to audible activity creation and engineered light. Directed light across the brick wall, floating shadows that are moving, stationary objects, but moving shadows at a distance on a brick wall, where under no circumstances is that light activity ever going to occur. This is deliberate activity creation, and those are demons, and it's a show of hostility while they are also very scared. TERIGON, 6 TLK 792, 7 THP 222, 8 XFL 409, 7 BXP 952, 8 VZD 207. And that's just speaking to what is the demonic environment that I'm surrounded by. But I want to be clear, the engaging in the elements of monitoring is ongoing terrorism. All right, so the ordinary target individual. So you're going to be prosecuted for that. 7XCP 988. The same exact government that's stalking by helicopter is monitoring to that intentional creation of audible activity by the demon possessed who are stalking. License 7 THP 222, 7 LJW 297. You have a demon maintaining presence by maintaining presence in the middle of the intersection. There is no traffic that sits idle in the middle of the intersection. They're stalking in the path. It's currently 10:05 p.m. That was seconds ago, and it's all on traffic cameras, which I am on traffic cameras. This is a mode of documentation, and this is ongoing criminal conduct. This is surveillance. The state is flying over this intersection by helicopter. All right, this is P.O.C. 7 LJW 297, 7 FIC 086. That's a demon. License 8 SQZ 451. License 7 NSP 563, 8 XRD 814. They're all monitoring with that demon, and that's the same demon that's stalking in a bathroom. All right, and monitoring while my panties are down. All right, they're a sex offender, and they're a demon-possessed stalker. License 7SRK 410, 7GUB 517, 8LWC 848, and that's the same with the government that's stalking by helicopter, stalking and monitoring while my panties are down, okay? Doing it with all of these minions. 7TGR 388, the people of the state of California, to be prosecuted as a perpetual sex offender. CA 94T64 paper, 8YZY 828, I believe, 8RQB 458. Coca-Cola crossing path. All right, you are literally witnessing the sex offender. This is the amplified audible activity that the entity engages in what is a bathroom, okay? And this is the sex offender, and you're understanding I'm outdoors documenting them. They engage in sexual violence in bathrooms where ongoing surveillance is underway. They engage in this demented, demonic conduct. License 8RQB458. I read that one. You're crossing path. That's why you're creating noises of what's supposed to be like an earthquake happening in the bathroom, stomping above the bathroom. The elevator in the bathroom. 8ZDL481 is a sex offender. License 5FAL035, they're a sex offender. License plate 8, I can't really see that one. All because they want to maintain, first of all, this demonic ritualistic conduct of Satan, but because they also are engaging in what is the use of communication devices to monitor while your panties are down. You're not even holding a phone. All right. And if you want to use the phone in the bathroom, you should be able to freely do that. The government is a sex offender. That's what's going to break ground with this legislation and this prosecution. A public entity being prosecuted as a sex offender, and that's based on the conduct that it is engaging in. Is the conduct of a sex offender. 8SVY287, 8DVX 194, 8PLZ 255, 8XTH 892, 6TMF 964, 8PTP 695. Seven RAV 705, 8 JQA 229, 6 RVT 124, 5 BUF 237. It's 10:09 p.m. Eight DBC 469, 5 ATW 259, 8 NHE 214, 7U, I can't really see that one. All right, this one molesting, 8 SEF 053, and 1576886, that's Ontario Police, molesting. It's 10:10 p.m. License plate 7HRP 201, 19841T2, United Rentals. And let me be clear, it's 10:11 p.m. The Ontario Police Group stalking with the people of the state with the same entity that's stalking by helicopter, right? License 8NEC 044, BU 97R, I can't see the rest of that one. That's the audible activity while ongoing monitoring is underway, including by Union Pacific and the Ontario Police Department. I did take an image of them in addition to reading their license plates. They're group stalking at an intersection. License 8SFF or EF 053, and OPD again 1576886, vehicle 1011. 7WSW 866, 7UHF 040. Tower truck lines, stalking with law enforcement, 661. I can't see the rest of that license plate. That's called amplification. That's amplification. It is 10:12 p.m. OPD vehicle 1872, crossing path on the opposite side of Euclid Avenue, and the state is hovering via aircraft. You see it fly right behind the 150 East Holt. There's no airport right there. The entity is stalking via commercial airline planes, lowering down in elevation and then we'll continue to heighten back up in elevation. I've documented that before. That's group stalking. While vehicle 1872 of OPD, all right, vehicle 1011 surrounding in traffic, they're demons. While the ongoing environment of directed light and amplified audible activity, the demons that are the people of the state are stalking with it. License 8JZB 216, 815 58. I can't really see that one. 8 UKL 201, 848122, STG G37. I'm sorry, SIC G37. License 6ARD 667, 8ELV 082, I believe. 8GSJ 782. Eight 481212 crossing path. I read that one. 8XQF 546. I can't see that one. License plate 7ZPS 504. Excuse me. AJHS 194 7VP. I can't see that one. Omnitrans group stalking in the path with lights at Lemon and Holt. It's 10:14 p.m. And they are the same. This is not the operation of a business. This is demonic activity under the name of what is Omnitrans, engaging in what is state stalking, light activity creation, terrorizing and stalking with law enforcement, the entity that's hovering around, that is crossing path in airplanes while surrounding by the people of the state. And Omnitrans represents the people of the state. They're engaged in P.O.C. It is light activity creation. License 8YOR 549, 8ZPR 475, 7SCY 884, 8HLV 235, 8MOV 231. Sprinter Trucking Incorporated. The back license plate on that truck is the U75262. Out of state. License plate on this truck is 4NF6018. It's a large truck carrying more than one trailer. All these trucks are crossing path with regard to what is ongoing monitoring. Just want to be clear. Uh, 201NK handicap. Let's see, 8TGJ 397. Omnitran now going on Holt Boulevard, 139998, I believe. Bus 127. I can't see what bus number that is. But not going up Euclid Avenue this time, going its published route, which is west on Holt Boulevard. It is 10:16 p.m. License 9E14339. That's a large truck. And 8WOV 231. That's Tao Trucking. The back license plate is 1WN9039. 8PEY499. 4TC6022. That's another large truck. 8WRM697. 8WGM371. 8TVE. I can't see the rest of them. This is Golia Brothers Trucking, LLC. They're sex offenders engaging in interstate stalking while monitoring, I want to be clear, with Washington license plate 92757RP. This is the case with all of these trucks. You're talking about what these businesses typically engage in interstate commerce. They are entering cross lines. They're entering what is this intersection with the intent to place another under surveillance. But these businesses that are monitoring what the state of California is doing, you are necessarily entering into the state lines with the criminal intent to place one under surveillance while federal group stalking and monitoring is underway in the state of California. And patrolling using the large trucks right now, the entity is hovering via aircraft. This trucking company is engaging in that state's surveillance system. The back Washington license plate is 10940AG. And just as with regard to Ontario PD, they are not different. Those are third parties using these large commercial trucks, and the state is hovering, monitoring with them. 6CSJ887, 15345D2. This is trucking, Rangel Brothers Trucking Incorporated, and Rangel, excuse me, and 15345D2. Yeah, that's the license plate. License 8FPS295, 8VNT612. 8CMZ130. License 2636350. That's a main license plate on that large truck. 7WSK082. And as I just took pictures of, you see the state hovering with the large plane 5JXP260 flying behind 150. So that's exactly what the entity just did while I'm reading the license plates of Rangel Trucking. And the other company, the other trucking company, and I'm explaining with regard to what is existing federal law. 8YAM020. The entity hovers behind again. This is patrolling. All they're doing is monitoring. That's what OPD was doing. Vehicle 1872. There are demons driving southbound on Euclid, another demon right here in the turning lane, which I took a picture of, vehicle 1011. They're pacing around, and the demons are pacing in commercial airline planes, okay? And hovering low, and then they're going to elevate back up and rise back up in elevation because there's no airport. You're not landing. They're stalking in the path. And they're doing so with the people of the state, including these large trucks who are engaged in interstate commerce while they are terrorizing and stalking with the entity that's hovering around me in airplanes. All right, so license plate 5WHG293, 18AIS29, 8BWR155, 6MMN502, I believe, and the company and that trucking company whose license plate I read, 8XWG745. They are loitering in front of 150. He's told creating ongoing light activity, which is an additional act of terrorism. 8RQD796. And again, this is a psychopath. This is a demon that's listening to me document. So you're talking about then choosing to loiter in relevant position and further engage in facilitation. All right. So I just want to document that. It's 10:21 p.m. License 8EZW006, 8WDN387, 8UEE681, 8GOX879, 8RQD796, 8SVB007. Alrighty, license 6PGF181, I think. I can't really see that one that clearly though. Took a picture of what is the entity hovering over RIA money transfer, hovering over the United States Postal Service, and doing so while they are approaching the intersection. License, I read that one. 8SVB007, 8WMB336, 8UWK208. 7VYU220, crossing path while the entity is crossing path via aircraft, flying at low elevation. That's the ongoing patrolling conduct. That's entirely demonic what they're doing. And I captured the entity is loitering with that large truck. That's a massive light activity. That's what Omnitrans does. Okay, license 925. I can't really see that. 8JM 4255, I believe. 6JZA 143, 7TMP 113. Six HJS 162, 7NWV 360, 7TCH 389, 8KVZ 326, 7LGE 191, 8ZWH 042. RTM 422, 8RDW 622, excuse me. License plate 5LEY 125, 8NNX 586. 96866M2. Got seconds later, the entity hovering in another commercial airline plane. This is demonic. The entity is patrolling via airplanes, like they are patrolling via vehicles. License 7BOE 473, 6ABT 441, 7R. I can't see that one. 8KMK 252. License 7PED 401, 7CMB 202. And this is license 8MFB 122. Mm-hmm. 6HOJ 269. 7EBG 422. Alrighty, in the same way as I show you time and time again, the entity getting in relevant position, hovering in an airplane and making a U-turn as it gets in alignment with me. That's what the entity is doing, hovering in an airplane, flying. What you see is behind the 150's Hope because it's so low. All right, like the fake sun. It's so low, and then it rises back up in elevation. The same thing when you are witnessing the entity fly and make a U-turn in alignment with me. That's what the entity is doing, stalking by commercial airline planes. It is currently 10:25 a.m. Excuse me, 10:25 p.m. American Medical Response, crossing path. License. Oh, I read that one. They're going southbound on Euclid Avenue. That's what American Medical Response is doing. 8M. I read all those. Yeah, understand, while I'm inside of the Open Public Library and I'm naming demons such as Carissa and Elaine, Christina, Tracy, and Tracy's the minion that worked at the library, not Tracy Banks, the minion that I've heavily documented. 8S18033, 4PWC 516, 8KXR 452. Understand, this is the same P.O.C. that's underway while they're inside of the library, while I'm in the library. I'm out here and you're looking at and you're understanding the cockroaches that they are. This is the same entity, the same pattern of conduct is underway while I'm inside of the Open Public Library. They're engaging in the same conduct of stalking and maintaining presence all around. 8GAU 152 in engineered light, hovering over, keeping a fake sun, which is keeping engineered light, keeping directed light, stalking in the path, amplifying audible activity. And doing so while you're just not driving around in the library, you're sitting around, walking around, making any kind of noise like demons while the entity is engaging in the same exact conduct, hovering in planes and helicopters, amplifying that activity. 5SLG 579, 78EK 788, JBI, that's JB Hunt, crossing path again. 4597JF is the back license plate of JB Hunt. And the entity engaging in this conduct indoors and outdoors. All right, so this is what I'm capturing. It's the ongoing P.O.C. Carissa is a demon. Tracy is a demon. You're talking about what is demonic activity inside, and I'm outside getting all of these demons by license plates. The entity hovering by airplanes, those are demons flying those planes. City of Ontario out here late at night, 1410308, the municipality, group stalking. License 8NTH593. So I just want to be clear, what you hear me documenting, I'm documenting an ongoing entity, an ongoing pattern of conduct, which Elaine, Carissa, Christina, they're all a part of the same P.O.C. 7ZTF860, 8PRN391, license 8KVO801. There's no separation. All right, this demonic conduct that I'm capturing by planes and hell, that same demonic activity, that same obsessive stalking and demented conduct underway inside of the Upland Public Library. All right, these are demons. 8TNH593 is just group stalking at an intersection. License plate 8RJE624, 4KGX672, 78OL309. Eight NUU 516, 6LUK 674, 7402OH2. Eight LPX 273. Ontario Police Crossing Path 8 VGT 541, 8 MPP 374, 7 VAD 027. This clutter truck, it's a blue truck. It's got the word clutter on it. Repeatedly crossing path. That's a commercial vehicle. Eight LPX 273. Let's see, let's go. 7 JBM 801. 8 VGN 125. Alrighty. License 2379053. That looks like it's in Indiana. Or is that just a paper? Yeah, it's Indiana. On what is this trucking company is D&M Global Services LLC, US.3648614. License 8XCN366. All right, again, on that truck, that's the Indiana license plate, and the back license plate on this truck with the Indiana license, that's the first one. This is the second one on the back of the truck, is 063504T, that's Tennessee. 6UKE843. Lab Corp, crossing path, 8KSN683. Those are demons driving a Lab Corp vehicle. Company vehicle, I want to be clear, engaging in what is demonic activity. That's a demon. They're engaged in terrorism. They're stalking with the entity, the psychopaths that are hovering behind 150 East Hall in airplanes. That same demonic conduct, they're stalking. All right, I want to be clear. There is no civilization with regard to the use of a company name such as Lab Corp. They're demons engaging in what is crossing path. This is practicing demonic activity, as I'm documenting it. 6FGK 218. Seven VRD 139. Five WST 951. 766. I can't really see the rest of them. 8 U.S. 744. Eight EGB 662, 8 BJY 522, 6 NMR 433. That's amplified audible activity. Nine ABR 468, 8 SSND 69. It's 10:34 p.m. License 8DVZ298, 8 YPF 505, LOCAL 78. Five WWW 542, 8 JMZ 445, 8 V, I can't say that one, 4 ATZ 125. It is 10:35 p.m. Alrighty, license. I can't see that one, but let me get these sex offenders real quick. These are minions that are molesting. They're all stalking, and so 755-83C3. 7 PAU 168. License 7 LAW 449 MOTU 82. This is the entity that is stalking and then engaging in what is conduct as though they don't know I'm there and they're here stalking, okay? And that's what's perceived by what is the use of a horn honking, but understand what it's audible activity. All right, that's a malicious demon. I'm getting their license plates. So those are sex offenders that are molesting, they're stalking, they're present at the intersection to engage in that sexual violence with the psychopaths that are hovering in commercial airline planes, which I captured images of, in directed light, which I have all over the brick wall, which I not only captured pictures of it tonight, but I have ample video documentation, not only as of late, just I think 48 hours ago, where the demons of the Ontario Police Department are stalking, as they are tonight. You're talking about the entity that is engaging in ongoing amplified audible activity, creating a soundtrack. That's what Union Pacific is engaging in, with the frequent use of the sound of a train while the entity is hovering over the intersection, okay? Just to engage in what is, why are you engaging this hovering? It is exclusive to where I am. Engaging in what is terrorism while you're looking at this conduct, which I'm capturing in images. The people of the state are stalking, and then you're listening to them honking as though I am in their way. They are stalking me. They're here to engage in that P.O.C. That's understanding the psychopath. And that's why I laugh. I laugh because it's pathetic. I laugh because I'm going to create legislation to deal with that. So anyway, it's currently 10:37 p.m. This is P.O.C. This is documenting the entity that was engaging in sexual violence on an ongoing basis. Not only is this sexual violence, this is a perpetual sex offense. They're engaging in ongoing molestation with directed light. I'm being molested right now while I'm in this environment where this abnormal light activity, this impossible light activity is touching on me, because I remain subject to monitoring by a government that is demon possessed. All right, using all of its resources, all manner of expenditures to use planes and helicopters to fly over me. All right, psychopaths, demons are using trains to maintain presence on train tracks around me. All right. And then you're talking about what is the engagement, what is demonic, that which is of conduct of demons, things that, objects that you cannot see, creating what is a loud activity. That's demonic. Okay. It's the act of Satan. So I want to be clear. This is Satan using people, and Satan that is present in an environment. And I'm helping those that are listening, helping you understand that. So it is also understanding what is the perpetual sex offense that I'm not only subject to while I'm documenting it, but also the sex offender that was stalking in the bathroom today. Okay, as I document that, that is the entity that's stalking in the bathroom. And I am going to the extent of naming that entity that is stalking in bathrooms. Okay, because that's exactly what they're doing. As you see that ongoing environment, that ongoing stalking conduct by the entity altogether. All right, including law enforcement, they're stalking American citizens in the bathroom. They're violent sex offenders. And then they are obtuse. They are hostile to your enforcing your constitutional rights. They will go to federal prison for that. Okay, so anyway, that's what I'm documenting. I'm documenting the sex offender, those that like to engage in stalking in bathrooms, engaging in that peculiar and sexually violent and absolutely demented conduct. They need to be identified, and that's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I just did. It's currently 10:39 p.m., and this is P.O.C.